Murray, look at the support for Medicare for all in Virginia. It is narrow, 52-40.
Yeah, baby. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. That's right. That's right, man. That's right. It's election night. It's free and fair elections in America, so they say. That's what they tell us. It's free and fair. So it looks like already they're calling an election. I think they just called Vermont for Bernie Sanders.
She brings that to whichever candidate, and I think that is one of the reasons.
I'm not really sure. Let's see. Yeah, with 0% of the vote in, the Vermont senator has won the state of Vermont. And so that's what we're looking for right now. Vermont is coming in at 7, and Virginia. Actually, no, they're calling with 6.7%. They're calling Virginia for Joe Biden. They're calling Virginia for Joe Biden. This is like, it's already starting. So anyway, Marcus Conte reporting. We're gonna look at.
Although your mom's still alive, is your?
I got all the major shit, major feeds rolling. Let's see if we can win this thing, man. Come on, Bernie Sanders is way out ahead, man. He was so way out ahead. All of a sudden, everything changed, and one day, they're trying to steal this shit from us. Vermont, Bernie Sanders is the projected winner. There you go. Virginia, with 1% of the vote in, Joe Biden is projected as the winner. All right. Okay. How did they pick Virginia already? Because it's all blacks? So I want to start off with, before we start looking at the numbers, let's look at, this is a great ad. How's everybody doing in the chat? I'll open up the chat too. I'm going to open up the Hangout. I got the Hangout set up. So if you guys want to If you guys want to hang out, I'll drop that link in a second. Vinny, call in if you like, and we'll chat because I really got nothing to say, man. I'm just here to supervise. But let's look at some of this. Let's look at this video right here. Check this video out of this woman, Bernie Sanders' endorsement.
There are so many distractions right now, coming from so many high emotions and a sense of very real heightened stakes for this primary. People care, which is amazing. A collective mobilization is what's going to win against the incumbent in 2020. I'm Hari Neff. I'm an actor and writer, and I am proud and really excited to support Bernie Sanders for president. Bernie was somebody utilizing his platform, utilizing his privilege, utilizing his access and saying, what exists for me should exist for everybody. What is accessible to me should be accessible to everybody. And then I turned the pages backward and I was like, oh my God, he's been saying this for years.
This system is no longer working. We need national health care.
And you can take action to save the environment.
And we're proud of the gay community in this state and their willingness to fight back against the sickness of homophobia.
And then I looked around and all of a sudden, all of these leading figures in the liberal sphere and the Democratic sphere were saying the things that he was saying. Everybody bit off Bernie. Everybody up on that stage now bit off Bernie, even if just a nibble, they all bit. I've read so many cynical takes of people saying, oh, Bernie moved the platform to the left. That should be his contribution. No, the person who moved the party to the left should be the president. Because if he can move that party to the left, imagine what he could do to the country. And I don't mean polarized politics. I mean equity and equality and a redistribution of the resources that are so unjustly distributed. Bernie is looking at things like healthcare for all, a living wage for all, jobs for all, education for all. Actually, when you look outward and look at the very structure of our society and the way our society has developed under late capitalism, where so much of the power and the wealth and the resources are hoarded by a select few, who then make all the decisions for everybody else. Bernie's really the only candidate who seems to understand that and who wants to upend that structure completely. I know a Bernie administration would change my life, and it would change everybody's life. But it is for that reason that I support him, that I'm willing to take that leap with him. I think everybody should be. What is the alternative?
It's brilliant, right? Wow. It moved me. I was moved by that. I have such a... I don't mean to be chewing in your ear, but that was a moving message, right? It's fucking... It's visceral, right? Bernie Sanders has got everybody's attention. Right. Got one more. You want to see another one? Well, this is something that... Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Still chewing. So here's another one that just think about it. Would you ever see an ad like this? As Bernie Sanders, he put it out a little while ago. I was just refreshed to get the numbers. Right? So it's been out for over 2 hours, 3 hours. The senator from Vermont got 800 views. No big deal. Guy's running for president, should have 1 million views, right? If it was Donald Trump, it would have 20 million views. Got a couple hundred views. But look at the message. Would somebody like Trump or Bloomberg or anybody else put out an ad like this? It's about hunger. It's about regular people struggling in America. Right? This is why I'm for Bernie Sanders. Right? I'll always be on the side of the underdog. I'll always be on the side of the working class. You're walking down the street and you see somebody less fortunate. You see somebody, sleeping on a cardboard box on the side of Port Authority or something, and you say to yourself, You could say two things. You could say, look at that poor sucker. Look at that poor sap. Let me go put my boot in his eye. Show him to get up off your ass. Or you could say, for the grace of God, there go I. Like that could be. We're only a step away from that. And what separates us from nothingness or, now abject poverty, right? Which is running rampant, right? So that's where I'll always be. So check this out, man. This is an ad, a very humane ad that Bernie Sanders put out. Love it.
Eating healthy food is challenging. It's expensive to eat high-quality organic vegetables, and it's much cheaper to eat food from a fast food restaurant on the dollar menu. And it also is much more time-consuming to prepare those meals.
We know that addressing food and food insecurity in clinical settings has very powerful effects on health and wellness outcomes.
In the exam room is when patients open up to their providers and let them know that, money's tight and we're not really sure where we're going to get our meal from. And that's when we're able to really go into action, get them the food that we have in our freezer, provide them with a food box from our local food shelf, connect them with food shelves in their communities. We have a dietitian on staff who's able to work with patients. We offer a cooking class, which we've called Heart Healthy Cooking. We have partnerships with Grateful Hearts, which offer low sodium, low sugar meals that are frozen, easy to prepare for our patients when they're in need.
A lot of our patients in the community were struggling with food insecurity. Our transitional care nurses go out in the community and they're often seeing patients that are struggling between choosing food or medications, or food or transportation, things like that. So what they do is they take our Grateful Heart meals out into the community when they go to visit the patients to determine what is it that you're struggling with and how can we help you. And sometimes it's just a meal on the table that'll go a long, long ways in healing them.
But what we're excited about the transition care is that we'll have an opportunity now to actually prove that food is medicine. We all know that food is medicine, but here, with our nursing staff being out there, taking vital records such as high blood pressure, diabetes counts, obesity, and everything else, we can see directly how an improvement in the quality of food will directly affect and improve their patients' health.
We have so many stories of how our patients become healthier because of the benefits they receive. It's not just about, a prescription drug or the quick fix. It's about people making choices to do better at home, cooking healthier, reading food labels, and resources like SNAP allow that to happen for folks who would otherwise be unable to afford those healthy foods. Food is truly medicine.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of mood I'm in right now. That's the kind of mood I'm in right now. Elections are about these things. The elections are about people not having enough money to eat, not having enough, means to take care of themselves medically. Right? That's really what this shit is about. I mean, we get into the sport of elections. Who's gonna beat who? Who's gonna outmaneuver who? Who's gonna outpolitic who? But the reality is, that's not why most people are lining up to vote. They're lining up to vote. You could say, "Oh, it's free stuff." It's, they're lining up for free stuff. How ridiculous is that? Is it? Are we trying to say that free stuff is a better standard of living? A better standard of living is free stuff? Is that the moral equivalent? I don't think so. That's why people vote. That's what elections are about. Elections are about, in the final analysis, someone walks into that booth and there's a bunch of names in front of them and there's nobody watching. And in that moment, that person will pick the candidate or the name of the person that they believe can do the most for them and their family and their immediate surroundings. That's what elections are. And you watch an ad like this, you watch an article, a video like this, it comes straight from the heart, right? It's not politics. It's a guy out there, it's a politician out there with his feelers on the ground and says, "Yeah, this is what I'm about." And if you don't like it, fuck off. Really, right? This is what we're trying to do here. Right? I'm speaking to half the country who's living in abject poverty, paycheck to paycheck, and maybe 500,000 people who are living on the street, and 3 million people that are sitting in prisons right now as a result of a corrupt criminal justice system. That's what elections are about. You can turn the shit off right now. What's up, Sterling Price? What's up, Vinny DiMartini? You can turn the shit right off right now if I'm getting too mushy and too. But that's what to me, that's what this shit is about. It's not about, there is the sport. There is, sport. Let's talk about that sport for a second. Let's talk about the sport for a second. So here's Mr. Sportster. I'll just play a little clip of H.A. Goodman. Now, I used to love H.A. Goodman, but now I think he's just a dickhead, to be honest with you. He's losing his grip. And here he makes a wild... See, this is what happens. I want to explain you want to see some... Let's look at the results first. All right, so Vermont, Bernie Sanders with 0.4% of the vote. Bernie Sanders won Vermont by 52%, and they're saying Virginia, Joe Biden has won by 55%. We'll get back to the results. Let's wait till 7:30. We're going to see North Carolina, and at 8 o'clock, there's a whole bunch. So at 8 p.m., we'll see Alabama, Maine, Massachusetts at 8, Oklahoma, Tennessee. Okay, we'll see 4. But for now, let's just look at this. I want to look at. I want you to see H.A. Goodman. You try to say to yourself, what happens with someone like Rachel Maddow, for example, or Chris Hayes, or Chris Matthews, or Wolf Blitzer? You say to yourself, how do these people get so blinded? How are they so fucking stupid? How are they so cut off from what's going on? And I think it has to do with compromise. I think it has to do with they sell out to an idea. They lock on to an idea or a ideology. For example, Rachel Maddow comes out of the ideology of Obama. The Obama era where Obama overthrew the Bush regime. He was the answer. So many people were behind the Democratic Party to overthrow Bush because of Bush and Iraq and 9/11 and the stock market crashes and all that stuff. And Obama was the answer to that. And Rachel Maddow and her crew at the time, even Sleepy Chuck Todd, these were the pioneers of leftist kind of television, as I remember it. And they were real, and they really meant it. Like Rachel Maddow really meant what she said. And now you look at it, you look at her, and you say she's a caricature of herself. She's despicable. She's ugly. You get that ugly feeling when you listen to her spew her rhetoric, and you say to yourself, well, how did people get to that point? How did Rachel Maddow get there? How did Chuck Todd get there? Right? How did they get there? It's corruption of the money. But let's go even down to our level. How did H.A. Goodman become H.A. Goodman, the ugly H.A. Goodman? H.A. Goodman was a hero not even 3 years ago. He was championing the voice of the people, the rising up of the people, right? With Bernie Sanders, with income and wealth inequality, the election, the rigging of elections, right? And now all of a sudden, he sold himself out to an ideology, right? A safe place. Where is it safe for me to run? And he chose to hide under that umbrella of the fake populist Trump. But listen to what he says. I mean, this is what he's become.
Hillary Clinton today demanded a brokered convention on Good Morning America. This is Super Tuesday, okay? If Biden, I explained in my last segment, the total delegate count is not the same as in Super Tuesday of 2016. But if the point of the last segment was, if Biden, Warren, and Bloomberg if you combined all the delegates for Biden, Warren, and Bloomberg, because they're going to give their delegates to Hillary Clinton, just like Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar gave their delegates to Biden.
And he's actively campaigning against Sanders, right? This was a diehard Bernie Sanders supporter. Now he's doing what the mainstream media does. They put together all of the losers and say, see, all of the losers combined are more than the winner. It's like a foot race. It's like saying that the combined total of all of the runners behind you, is faster than the lead. It's just so stupid. It's such stupid thinking. But here's H.A. Goodman saying it. Don't be a dick in the comments, by the way. Don't be a dick in the comments and you won't get timed out. If you came here to start a fight and express your bullshit, go somewhere else. All right? This is a friendly discussion, friendly chat. Don't come crying that you got timed out. All right? Thank you, Vinny. Thank you, Sterling Price, for your moderation.
But if the combined delegates of today either equal, if the combined delegates of Biden, Warren, and Bloomberg equal or surpass Bernie Sanders, they will have done their job completely, or even get anywhere close to what Bernie Sanders gets. They will have done their job completely of forcing a brokered convention in which Madam Secretary had, look, I have more respect for Hillary Clinton than I do for Bernie Sanders.
I have more respect for Hillary Clinton than I do for Bernie Sanders. That's what he just said. H.A. Goodman just said he has more respect for Hillary Clinton than he does for Bernie Sanders.
As Bernie combined delegates.
Let's see it in slow motion.
Of today, either equal, if the combined
let's hear him say it.
Warren and Bloomberg equal or surpass Bernie Sanders, they will have done their job completely, or even get anywhere close to what Bernie Sanders gets. They will have done their job completely of forcing a brokered convention, which Madam Secretary had. Look, I have more respect for Hillary Clinton than I do for Bernie Sanders. I have more respect for Hillary Clinton than I do for Bernie Sanders. Convention which Madam Secretary had. I have more respect for Hillary Clinton than I do for Bernie Sanders.
Wow. That's what you call selling out. You say to yourself, how did someone get to that point? How did he get there? I have more respect. He spent 2 years. H.A. Goodman spent the better part of 2 years saying that Hillary Clinton is a criminal and she should be indicted. The indictments are coming and she should go to jail. And now he has more respect for Hillary Clinton than he does for the good senator from Vermont running for president on a platform of income and wealth inequality and universal health care for all. How do you get there? Right? The same way Rachel Maddow got to the point of Russiagate. You buy into ideology. Right? There's a great photographer in New York City. I forget his name. The guy who used to ride around on a bicycle. And I used to see him all over New York City. I forgot his name. Bill Cunningham. Bill Cunningham used to say, he's probably one of the foremost fashion photographers in the world, but in himself, he wasn't fashionable at all. He used to wear this blue jacket and such. And he would say that don't take the money. Right? He stayed true to just taking pictures. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but there's something about staying true to what you believe in, right? True and true, even when it's not popular. And I just think that H.A. Goodman, he's clearly is it the money? Maybe is it that Sanders suddenly wasn't fashionable anymore? And so I'm going to go with what's fashionable. And now that the tides have changed, the tide has turned, I have to not only not support, but openly bash. It's just ugly. You know what I'm saying? It's just really ugly. It's an ugliness. What the hell is this guy talking about? Who cares? So let's look at some results and we'll get back to some other stuff. So North Carolina is now going to come in a second, 7:30. No results yet. So with 28% of the vote in, 28% of the vote in Virginia, they've given it to Biden, 55 to 40 to 55%. Sanders 22, Warren 9, Bloomberg 9. So Bloomberg is officially in the running now. He's getting 9% of the vote in each place. Buttigieg still on the board. Why is Klobuchar on the board? Why are they even up there? Now all of a sudden Buttigieg got 0.5. What happened to early voting? What happened to early voting? Now they're just right. Are they flipping the vote? Are they just giving? My suspicion is that because Buttigieg and Klobuchar are out, they won't complain because they took the deal. And if the votes are flipped from Buttigieg and Klobuchar over to Biden, that would probably be the best way to cheat. That would probably be the best way to rig the machines and cheat. And, of course, Warren is hanging in. Why? Because the theory is that Warren is going to try to jockey for Biden's VP position, to be the VP for Biden if it goes that way. Now, again, Sanders has to blow them out in California and Texas. All right. So what's going on in the chat? I'll open up the shit in a minute, man. We'll talk. We're gonna talk. So here's Vermont up on the top here. That went for Bernie, and Virginia apparently has gone for Joe Biden. What are these jackoffs saying?
New employment for American workers, and I believe in stopping tax breaks that actually.
I'm going to try not to get. I think the problem we were having the other day is when you play these mainstream media channels, it starts to blur out. It starts to get copyright striked. Right? So if you see it, just tell me it's buffering. It'll buffer if you're playing too much of the mainstream. So I'm just going to try to cut in and cut out and not really play it with the audio so much. So let's just check out what NBC is
days. And then here's some. We can see some things starting to look very similar. 27% of the African American of the vote was African American, and then if you look in here, we can show you.
They keep trying to pin Bernie Sanders that he can't get the black vote, and it's just simply not true. Bernie Sanders is wildly popular amongst blacks. I think he polls the best of all of them amongst blacks. So I don't know. I just say that, it's it's looking like a rig. Right? It's looking like a rig. How the fuck did Joe Biden get 55% of the vote?
A state that Joe Biden's not going to be able to say, look, African American voters are important. They're important to our party, and I'm the one who can pull them in. I'm the one who can bring them up and make sure that they turn out in November. And
I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying it. So, in other news, here's the. I put this up this morning. Here's the newest polls. California, Sanders 7. How did Joe Biden pull out in front in Texas in one day? Do these endorsements really matter? Does anybody really care what Pete Buttigieg says and Amy Klobuchar says and the jackoff Beto O'Rourke? Does anybody really care? I don't think so. I think this is. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think this shit is rigged? Are we watching a fake election here? You know, that's what sucks about this country. That's what fucking sucks. That's what really sucks. It makes you want to. It makes you want to turn south. It makes you want to turn bitter. Is that you can't trust the goddamn elections. That you can't even look at the fucking election and say this is real. This is really what people think. Right? No, you got to say to yourself, we're getting screwed. Right? That the machines are riggable, that we don't even have goddamn machines in this country that can count, where we can do this so easily, you know, with accountable machines like an ATM machine or some kind of online thing where we can actually see the vote or do paper ballot and count paper ballots. That's the most frustrating part of this, is that you were watching this and we don't even know if it's real. You follow what I'm saying, man? Everybody knows that the DNC is going to cheat. Kenneth, yeah, well, here we are, and we still, the other alternative is put your head in the sand and don't pay attention. I agree with you, Marcus, as far as there isn't any cheating or low-down move that they won't do at this point. It kind of reminds us of the attack of Trump last time around. Yeah, I agree. I think that the Republicans, at least they didn't rig the machines, or they didn't have time to rig the machines. But here with the Democrats, it's clear. It's just how we watched the debates. We watched 10 weeks of debates, and we watched Joe Biden stumble. He's calling it Super Thursday. He doesn't even know it's Tuesday, the election. He's got his hands all over kids on TV. He doesn't stand for anything. How is he winning? Bernie Sanders is filling up stadiums. How is Joe Biden winning? How is he winning anything? All of a sudden. When we could see the vote, like in Nevada, for example, when it was right out in the open, we could see the vote. And where does it go? It goes to Sanders. It's frustrating. It is definitely frustrating. The establishment would never allow Bernie to be the nominee. Russian bot. If you think you've been cheated, take to the streets. Thank you, Russia. 2 legs good, 4 legs bad. Thomas Robinson, thank you for that Orwell reminder. Is Joe Biden turning into a Chinaman? I don't know. They don't even try to hide it. Kenneth Byrne. Yeah, I know. It's right out in the open, man. It's all right out in the open, right? MSNBC repeating it. Mr. Potato Head doesn't even notice that we're being robbed. I don't know what these idiots are talking about, but who's this guy?
Of our country. Unfortunately, when officials come and speak on television,
they're talking about some foreign shit, right? So those are the polls. These are the fake polls that we're supposed to believe that Joe Biden has a 27% lead over in North Carolina, where he never stepped a foot. He never stepped foot in North Carolina, and all of a sudden everybody's running to the polls to vote for Joe Biden. Okay, I believe it. I believe it if you say so. That fucking Joe Biden wins the state of Virginia by 55-22. You want me to believe it? Okay, I guess I believe it. All right. Okay. All right, I believe it. Okay. So here's the stock market, right? Stock market was down 785 points today. It's still on target. I got the target of 18,000 down from 25,000. So the last week, if you notice, the last week was straight down on the scare that Bernie Sanders was going to become the presumptive nominee. Now all of a sudden, we get the dead cat bounce. 785 today, but I know you could say, I know, it's coronavirus, but that's not what's causing it. Here's the 5-day, right? It's almost like you don't have to believe this if you don't want to believe it, but I believe it. So you have to humor me because I have the microphone. But you see the steady downcline day after day after day, the bang, bang, bang. All of a sudden, Joe Biden gets the bump. The DNC gives him the nod. Boom, and the market goes up yesterday 500 points. Now we were down we're down again 7, but we're getting the dead cat bounce. Does the market have anything to do with the election? Of course it does. If the market opens up tomorrow because Biden starts to win half the delegates, then you know what's going on, right? The market's comfortable again that the status quo is going to prevail. Yeah, coronavirus is here. Yeah, okay. But that's not why the markets are. We'll deal with coronavirus. We'll deal with that shit. Still nothing on North Carolina yet. Still waiting. And so that's all I wanted to say about that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. 41 people watching. Good. Let's see what the Young Turks are talking about. Open it up soon. We'll talk. Let's do that right now. I got the copy the link. I'm going to copy the link and drop it in. All right, man. The Hangout is open. The Hangout is open if you want to call in. And, hey, watch that teenage FBI guy. He's got his eyeballs out there. Got the eyeballs. What's up, teenage FBI? Someone tell me why I do the things that I don't want to do when you're around me.
.com/TYT or use the coupon TYT to get a 3-year.
Let's see what else is going on. If you want to call in, just hit the Hangout. I think if you just maybe copy that link or you whack the link or something. But that's the link to the Hangout, right? If when you do it, you'll call in. Don't be a dick because I'll hang up on you. I don't know. I think you might have to copy and paste the link into a new page, but that's the link right there. Oh, that one came up as a link. The last one didn't come up as a link. So that one's a link right there. So there's a link if you see it. And you could hit on it and you can join in on a conversation if you want. Join in, call. Keep me company, man. Keep me company. So, what's this lady talking about? So there's the stock market going down. And they have called North Carolina for Joe Biden. Joe Biden has won officially. This is political I'm looking at. I'm not going to go crazy right here trying to track down. So far, the night has given 59 delegates to Joe Biden and 19 to Bernie Sanders. North Carolina has fallen into Joe Biden's column. North Carolina with 110 delegates up for grabs. It's not all or none. The Democrats split the delegates, so Sanders will get some. And it looks like in North Carolina, Bloomberg has got 17 to Bernie Sanders 15. The cheating has begun. The vote flipping, the vote machines, all machines In Vermont, they can't cheat because Bernie Sanders is the leading politician there. He can't cheat. They're cheating for him. It's discouraging to look at. I said it this morning. I knew it. Leading up to it, remember we were saying Sanders was winning, and then the Democrats went into cheat mode. Right? They're cheating. Right? All of a sudden, everybody's dropping out and supporting Joe Biden. The money spoke. Right? The money spoke. Right? Or maybe they were threatened. Say, listen, man, if you want a political career and you don't want us to smear you and have the big state up your ass, drop out now and show your love. Bow to the shit sandwich, Joe Biden. Do it now. Do it now. Bow your head because we're taking your votes and we're throwing them into Joe Biden's column. That's what's going on, man. That's what's going on. All the left-wing pundits still believe that the elections are free and fair. I almost believed it. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw Nevada. I saw the results with my own eyes in the room. And 80% of the room was for Bernie Sanders. And not even 5% was for shit sandwich Joe Biden. All of a sudden, everything is different now. What's the rationale for it? Can someone tell me why? Someone tell me why. It's not Corona. Sounds like horse shit. It does. It does. It sounds like horse shit. It's all set up. Trump is predetermined president. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they love Trump. Trump is, they're going to get Trump because this is bullshit right here. This is bullshit. You can't get a fair election in the country, right? So this is bullshit. So they're going to get their Trump. They are getting their Trump, all right? Because the Sanders people are going to take their ball and they're going to go home. All right? What's this cunt telling me? If it starts to buffer, just give me a heads up.
With all of the dropouts and the endorsements, that the last-minute voters here in California, the ones who didn't already mail in their ballots or come to a voting center a few days ago, will have taken a second look at him, and that will end up, he hopes, in a surge of voters that he didn't otherwise have. That being said, Bernie Sanders has been leading in the polls here for some time, especially among younger Latino voters. And part of the reason for that, Hallie, is that Bernie Sanders' campaign
Bloomberg
never left from 4 years ago.
Bloomberg won American Samoa. Come on, man. Are we supposed to believe any of this shit? Are we supposed to believe that these guys are winning? I can't believe it.
The last 4 or 5 years, and they're hoping that is going to pay off, especially among voters under the age of 45, younger voters who really want somebody to address issues that they are.
They want us to believe that everybody is paying attention like they are. That's what they want us to believe. They want us to believe that everyone suddenly looked at and said, "Oh my God, Pete Buttigieg dropped out and Amy Klobuchar dropped out." And they're saying vote for Biden as if people are really paying that kind of attention. All right, we are, because this is, if you're on this channel, this is what I talk about all day long. But it's just not believable. That's not how regular people think.
Hour or so, but this is a place where you've seen a number of these candidates invest some resources.
No doubt about it. Obviously, all I have to do is look at the delegate count. And the big story here in Travis County and in Austin is big turnout, Hallie. 4 years ago, 2016, 230,000 people approximately voted in this county. 238,000 already as of the top of the last hour. And we're told that lines at some of the polling places have been hour and a half, 2 hours. Here, it's been pretty steady, no longer than an hour. Look, big turnout, conventional wisdom would tell you, would favor Bernie Sanders, because 4 years ago against Hillary Clinton, he outperformed here much better.
Just let me know if it starts to buffer.
Rest of the state against Hillary Clinton. But, and there's a big asterisk, I've been talking to a lot of folks in this area who have been following this closely, and that asterisk obviously is what's happened over the last 72 hours, and in particularly the last 24 hours with these new endorsements. So I did my own little poll for you, Hallie. 23 people online here. 8 people, so a third of them, have changed their mind sometime over the last 3 days. They may have made up, one guy said he made up his mind 3 times. 2 of them said they were making
This is the mainstream media spin machine.
And I may have one more for you, Jessica.
Vinny, my Hangout's not working. I've been under PC attack for days now. I sent stuff to FBI.
And you still aren't sure
Yeah,
who you're going
man.
to vote for?
Just hang in there, man. Hang in there. Let's drop the link again if anybody wants to do the Hangout.
Right now?
If you want to do the Hangout, just hit the Hangout shit.
I'm not
Hit the Hangout button and we can talk.
Whoever wins the nomination, I'm more worried about who will.
We can
be able
talk.
to
I'll show
win
you. It's
it
not
in
that
the
easy,
end.
man. Talking
Who
for
can
2-3
beat Donald
hours.
Trump. Right. And.
Fat
Elizabeth
chicks for
Warren, I'm
Bernie.
concerned that people are still hung up on a woman, even though I voted for Hillary and I would obviously vote for a woman at any time. But I'm concerned that the country isn't at that point right now. I feel like we've regressed a little from even last time we voted. And then Bernie Sanders, I feel like it may be too liberal right now to like come back from Trump. But and then Joe Biden, he's already been vice president. He seems really great. It's just, I know there's a lot of people of my generation that have an issue with some things that he said recently and how he's been.
You are genuinely conflicted with I'm going to say, having watched this line, we've come here 3 times, Hallie. You've probably got about 7 or 8 minutes. So good luck with
maybe
that.
I'll figure it out by then. But
Well, we hope so. Thanks very much. One more little tidbit here.
Mike Bloomberg won the American
A
Samoa.
little more than an hour.
What the fuck is American Samoa?
Where they got a
Where
slow start
is
this morning. They were supposed to have 7 poll workers, only 3 showed up. And I talked to Mary, who's in charge. She's the judge in there, and she said the
fuck
other
is
4,
American
frankly,
Samoa?
were worried about coronavirus. There have been no
American
cases here, but
Samoa. I know you know. You think I don't know. I know where it is.
coronavirus here in this county. And she said, look,
The fuck
a
is
lot
it?
of us are retired. A lot of us are older people.
American
so we're in a high-risk
Samoa?
group. She didn't think it was surprising.
What's that in the middle of the ocean? Where's Hawaii? Hawaii's up here. American Samoa. There's this little dot out in the ocean that gets 6 points. This is what Michael Bloomberg won.
So, Chris, I didn't mean to step on you there, but I'm so struck by the
Michael Bloomberg has won
7 minutes to go.
American Samoa.
Is such an illustration of what we're seeing from the exit polling.
Let's
now
check in,
out
man.
of
Let's see what we can
some of these
see.
Super
This is
Tuesday
American
states, that about a quarter
Samoa.
of
That's
Super Tuesday
Samoa.
voters are
And this
late
is American
deciders,
Samoa.
right? And
This
our
little
exit
piece of
polling
real
showed that
estate
those
right
late
here
deciders are
is
actually
worth
weighting
6
more for Joe Biden than
delegates.
for any
What
other
a
candidate,
sham.
at least at this point. And it's,
What a
it's
sham.
such an illustration that the
What a
woman you're talking
ripoff.
about, she's naming three
There's
different
no
candidates in the
people.
span of
Is there
35
anybody there?
seconds, right? As she's trying to make her decision.
Is there anybody in
And she's
Samoa?
literally walking into the polling place. Are you seeing that a lot?
Look, there's a McDonald's in Samoa.
Yeah, so again, if I make her
Samoa.
voter
I want to. I want to know who
24,
voted for
that
Samoa,
is
for
11 people
Mike Bloomberg
who
in Samoa.
either have changed their mind
We're gonna
in the
find the
last
one
24
person
hours
that
or a
voted
total
for
of
fucking
3
Mike
who are
Bloomberg
making
in
a
Samoa.
game-time
Look at this.
decision.
We're out on
And
an
most
island.
of those, because I asked them what is going on, I didn't ask her, but I asked them whether or not they were being
This is where Mike Bloomberg won.
what we've seen with the endorsements. They said
It's like a nice
exactly
place
what
to
we heard
live,
from
man.
this young woman.
Just a little
Bottom line is,
crazy
it's not so
island
much
out in the middle of
about
the
who
ocean.
I
How do you
might
get
like
there?
the best. It's about who I think can
Guess you
beat
got to
Donald
fly
Trump.
in, man. I
And
guess
for
you
a
got
lot
to be
of
born
people,
there, right?
they're
You
following
go there
this
as an
and they're
outsider.
confused, and that's
American
what you're seeing
Samoa
online. When you have
has
that
fallen
many
into the
people,
column.
when you
Oh
have
no,
more
it's
than a third
over.
of people who are either
Has
changing
fallen
their
into the
minds or
column
making a game time decision,
of
you know that there has
Michael
been a lot of
Bloomberg.
volatility over the course of the last 3 days, Hallie.
I'm
That is
trapped
gonna
in
be the
American
word,
Samoa.
of the hour
Oh, there we
here,
go.
Chris Jensing, as we wait for some of those polls.
Congratulations,
There in Austin, Texas.
Michael
Chris, thank
Bloomberg,
you.
for winning
So we've been talking
American
about these
Samoa
candidates. Joe Biden obviously
in
getting
the
that
middle of the
projected
fucking
win, according
ocean.
to NBC News in Virginia and North Carolina. Bernie Sanders
How about that?
getting his first win of the night in his home state of Vermont. That is where we find NBC
Anyway.
following the campaign from Essex Junction. And Shaq, the crowd going nuts behind you. An interesting sort of non-rally type setup for Senator Sanders here. The interesting thing, too, they had been hoping, it seems, to have done better in some of these states, or at least to be looking at where the delegate count is, which we won't know for a little while yet.
Without a doubt, Hallie. Let me first just set it up because I know there's a lot of background noise going on. There's a band. This is a traditional rally as it's been described. So there's a band performing right now, and the crowd is cheering because on another network they're showing a report from here at this venue. But there's a band performing right now. The crowd is listening to that band. As they've been watching the results, and you've been... It's been Fish. It's Fish, exactly. The band, exactly. It's Fish, so they're excited about
It's not Fish. It's a player from Fish, the band Phish, Fish.
here. So the stage that you have behind me, that's where Senator Sanders will speak, but there's another stage to my left, and on that stage, that's where the band is performing, but then they're competing with what they're seeing on the TV screen, which is a reporter showing and reporting from this venue. So it's a little bit of some distractions going on among the folks here. I will say, Hallie, though, based on the results that we've been seeing so far, starting with Virginia and then going to North Carolina, those are 2 wins that Vice President Biden picked up earlier than expected. You're hearing some surprise within the campaign. I'll say Virginia, that was the state that Senator Sanders was in.
So this is Bernie Sanders' headquarters. He's in Vermont tonight. He's in just outside of Burlington. He's not in. He's just outside of Vermont for his, I guess, his acceptance speech. He'll probably sleep in his own bed tonight. You know, American Samoa. Michael Bloomberg has won. Tulsi Gabbard got 29% of the vote in American Samoa. Wow. Shit is crazy, man. Tulsi Gabbard might win something. Bernie bouncing around the room. Fish. What's up? What's up? What's up, party people? Let's see what the potato head is talking about.
Going to win that battle. Look, I've been predicting that Bernie Sanders is going to get to this point for a long time. Nobody believed in 2013, nobody believed in 2015, 2016, etc. And people will still be skeptical today. But I'm telling you right now, that's a winning message, what you saw Bernie Sanders say. Because every working class in this country doesn't go, oh, Joe Scarborough, the millionaire, and Mike Bloomberg, the billionaire, and all these guys. Oh, I bet they have my best interests in mind. I bet I should vote against the guy who wants to give me.
You guys want to call in? I got the Hangout, Google Hangout. You hit the link. And you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. This is the window right here. And you could just be mic on and just talk. You don't have to have a camera. You can just turn your camera off. If I turn my camera on, my camera will go on once because my camera is being used for this function. But you don't have to. You'll just appear as an icon. You could just turn your I can even turn your camera off. Or you turn your camera off. You'll have the option to turn your camera off. Vinny has left the call. It says that Vinny has left the call. Vinny was in the call. Did I have my audio on? Maybe I couldn't hear you, Vinny. Were you in the call? I don't know if you were in the call or not, but I didn't. We should hear you once you come in. It should be pretty loud. Whoever comes into the call, just say you're calling. Say it in the chat that you're calling, so I'm aware of it. Come on, Mr. Potato Head.
They're paid to do. You think they're paid to be right?
No, they're paid to manufacture consent.
100%.
Read Noam Chomsky and you'll know exactly what they're about, and you know what we're about. And we're gonna beat them, Young Turks.
Oh my gosh. Like, we got a few more minutes. I got a few minutes.
Seems like it's out of sync. Let me just get this back in sync. Young Turks are out of sync.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so let's do Hillary Clinton. So Democrats keep talking about the importance of party unity, but they only do it in the context of attacking Bernie Sanders because his message doesn't resonate with them because they want to protect their money and their power. So on this important day, Super Tuesday, Hillary Clinton's been doing interviews to do what? To attack Bernie Sanders. So let's take a look at the first video.
In the campaign, in the documentary, you talk about his campaign from 2016, and you call it, quote, just baloney, and I feel so bad that people got sucked into it. Do you still feel that way now?
Sure, yeah. I mean, you know, that was my authentic opinion then. It's my authentic opinion now. You know, here's one of the saddest things happening right now. The House of Representatives under Democratic leadership has passed 400 bills on really important issues. Does anybody know that, Lindsay? Of course not. Nobody knows that. Change is hard. It's not glamorous. It doesn't fit into a soundbite. And yet the people who were elected in 2018 are down there doing the people's work. And I just think we ought to be more understanding and realistic about what it takes to get change in this big, complicated, pluralistic democracy of ours.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because look, I'm not attacking, I'm counter-replying, okay? Isn't she the one that lost to Donald Trump? So can I skip the lecture on how to beat Donald Trump or how to get change or how to get things done from the person who lost to a buffoon like Donald Trump and her entire team who all lost? Look, I don't mind you having any opinion. Of course,
She really is grotesque.
please don't tell me how to win, because that just didn't happen. Okay, we got to take a break. Main election coverage. Texas closes when we come back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What else?
That's for sure. Carrie Dan, Joshua Johnson, Maria Teresa Kumar, thanks to all you for being with us. And thanks to you for watching us here on NBC News Now, a very busy Super Tuesday night. We got a lot going on, and we're going to have much more for you with Lester Holt, Savannah Guthrie, Chuck Todd.
So at 8 o'clock, we're waiting on 8 o'clock.
Right now.
There's going to be five contests at 8 o'clock. Are going to come in. Let me just shut this off. So right now we're waiting on Alabama, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Maine, and Massachusetts all have closed at 8 o'clock. And then the next one, Arkansas, at 8:30. And then at 9 p.m., I don't know how long we're going to stay in. California is not going to come till 11 p.m., so. But we'll have an idea. We'll have a pretty good idea of what's going on soon. So Sanders is coming second in both. 78% of the vote in Virginia, and they gave it to Biden. I don't know. It just smells rotten. It doesn't smell authentic. It just doesn't smell right. It doesn't pass the sniff test, man. It just doesn't do it. Uh-oh.
The first time turn all those dollars into delegates. And can Elizabeth Warren do well enough to stay in the race? Those are some of the questions we'll be asking and answering tonight. Yeah.
We're going to get the answers in real time to some of them, we think. We've assembled a super team to help us navigate through the night. Moderator of Meet the Press, Chuck Todd, senior Washington correspondent, Andrea Mitchell, and our correspondents and guests standing by across the country.
That's right. But tonight is all about the numbers. So let's get to it, Lester. Here are the polls that have closed so far. 8 states of the 14 up for grabs tonight. Here are the results coming in so far. NBC News projecting Alabama will go to Joe Biden as he continues his sweep through the South. In North Carolina, and this is a biggie to be calling so early, Joe Biden, the projected winner. We'll talk more about what this means for the race at large in a moment. Virginia, another early call, and look at the margin right now for Joe Biden. This is going to be all about the delegates, but it's a strong start for Joe Biden.
Let's get a check on Oklahoma right now. 37 delegates at stake. That one is too early to call. To Massachusetts, it is also too early to call. 91 delegates there. Vermont, of course, Bernie Sanders. Maine. Too early to call, and we look at Vermont, the projected winner, Bernie Sanders, in his home state.
All right, so it is all about the delegate math, even more than who wins or loses a state. And this is so far tonight of the 1,300 at stake. This is who has won what, and you see Biden off to an early commanding lead. But there is a big kahuna on Super Tuesday, the super state of California with 415 delegates, and Sanders is expected to perform well. So I think we are going to have some suspense tonight, Lester.
Yeah, and one change that we have seen tonight comes as a result of those devastating tornadoes that hit the Nashville area earlier today, leaving at least 25 dead. Polls in Tennessee have been scheduled to close by now, but they will remain open until 9 o'clock Eastern time to give folks there.
I'm going to shut it off. I don't want it to buffer. Don't want it to buffer. Are we buffering? Are we good? If you let it run too long, it'll start to buffer out. Connection's still good. Okay. The connection's still good. So those are some results right there. You came here for results. All right, you're getting your results, right? So Vermont 52%. So Alabama, I missed it. I missed what they were saying. They haven't, what did they call? They called Alabama? What did they call? Oklahoma. Joe Biden. Let's just watch. Let's wait for Politico to update it. Wait for Politico to update it. Fuck it.
South Carolina, and all of a sudden is able to do this. This seems more dramatic.
No buffering,
I mean,
thank you.
but in similar ways. Look, McCain's campaign was thought to be done in 07. Biden's campaign at times.
You know who Andrea Mitchell's husband is? Does anybody know? Put it in the comments. Andrea Mitchell, the walking zombie, the 7,980-year-old woman, is married to who?
No one else is registering, and the Bernie Sanders
Don't Google
number,
it.
by
Try
the
to
way,
see if you can
is
guess.
looking very familiar to me. It looks the same numbers that we've been seeing for Bernie all the time. It's somewhere between 25 and 30%.
Let's not forget, though, this Southern strategy didn't just come out of nowhere. I mean, they've been talking about this for months. This was his route, the Biden camp's route, they thought.
Well, and when Michael Bloomberg got in, the reason he got in is he thought Biden was going to blow this. And it was Michael Bloomberg who thought, okay, if he can't consolidate the African-American vote in the South, maybe I can. That didn't happen, and Biden did it.
And Andrea, you can't discount that moment yesterday with Biden and three of his former challengers.
Well, that was the most consequential. It has been the most consequential.
Alan Greenspan would be correct. That's right. That's why she hates Bernie Sanders, because Bernie Sanders had grilled Alan Greenspan many times on the floor as a congressman and as a senator, grilled Alan Greenspan, her husband.
It seemed authentic, and
And
we're beginning to see in the
they
exit
married
polls,
much later.
in some of
Right?
these
So
states,
they weren't like lovey-dovey as a young couple. They were an old couple. The guy's like 95 years old.
people who decided after
And
these people
he's basically the author of Trickle-Down Economics. He was the Fed chairman under Ronald Reagan. And then he marries the lovely Andrea Mitchell. True story. Can't make that shit up.
Only win delegates in this race.
I saw her in Nevada. I was standing right next to her.
You got to get up to 15% in
And,
each of the states to get any delegates.
And what's interesting, how many candidates hit 15%?
We call that viability or the threshold.
That's right. So let's take California. If two candidates get 15%.
This jack off, he's loving this. He's loving it. He's loving it. Chuck Todd is loving the fact that Sanders is losing.
That 200 advantage.
It's just a
right
show.
half into 100.
It feels like a TV
it isn't.
show.
It's interesting how the math works. It doesn't work like it takes away from both. It really hurts the winner of a primary if more candidates make viability.
So, win big.
So Bloomberg and Warren here tonight. What role do they play? Exactly. Any states they finish 15 or above in, Bloomberg, that's hurting Biden.
So
Warren,
if this is a show,
right,
if we're seeing fake polls, if we're seeing just fake numbers flash on our screen,
because he thought that Biden was too weak to take on Donald
this is Trump. Trump is the winner. Trump wins all of this. Look at this. Virginia, Alabama, North Carolina, all going to Biden.
That's helping Biden tonight.
The only
And
thing
I would
that
say
that Sanders won was
it would seem
Vermont.
that he would have no rationale
Tennessee is now up for grabs.
If it continues this way, and he has said he will help whoever is going to be the nominee.
Josh Letterman, by the way,
Tennessee is up for grabs. They gave 27% to Buttigieg.
Driven, they're reassessing. I want to see all the numbers when they come
We
in.
just have to wait.
And I have talked to some of them, and they say that they're going to reassess, but I think the reassessment is going to be jumping to Biden because, as remember, he said that he would help whoever's the nominee, and Bernie said, I don't want the billionaires' help. So be it. He's clearly going to be jumping in on the Biden side.
We're going to be talking a lot about thresholds and 15% because it's all about delegates tonight. Excuse me. Our NBC teams are standing by across the country at campaign headquarters, polling locations, and tracking reaction from Democratic voters in real time.
Well, let's go right to Kristen Welker. She's at Biden headquarters in Los Angeles this evening, and the former vice president has got to be feeling good about this turn of events and some of these early calls in these southern states that, as Lester points out, was part of the strategy, but I don't know if they expected these calls to come so early and be so decisive.
The Biden campaign and Joe Biden himself likes what they see so far. Savannah, you guys are talking about momentum. Well, one campaign official told me all of this is a sign that Joe-mentum is very real. Another campaign official pointing to those wins in North Carolina and Virginia and making the case that it underscores that Biden is strong in these more diverse southern and also swing states, areas that they will argue Bernie Sanders struggles in. Now, our own Mike Memoli did catch up with Biden just a short time ago right here in Los Angeles. He's been doing a couple of retail stops, pressing the flesh. Memoli asked, and you see him there crossing his fingers.
I just look at this guy and I say there's a 100% chance he's going to lose to Trump. There's no way he wins. There's no way he wins. The whole thing is in vain if this jackoff wins. if they give it to him. I don't think he's winning anything. I just think they're just throwing it to him. They're throwing it to him. So we're waiting for Maine, and we're waiting for in Massachusetts, where Elizabeth Warren is the senator. Will Elizabeth Warren win her home state? Will Elizabeth Warren win her home state of Massachusetts? I don't know. I don't know.
We're feeling good right now, Savannah.
All right, Kristen Welker with the Biden campaign in Los Angeles tonight.
Yeah, Casey Hunt is at the Bernie Sanders headquarters in Essex Junction, Vermont, Sanders' home state. Hey, Casey.
Hi, Lester. Hi, Savannah. We're about to reach a capacity crowd here in Essex Junction. A couple of members of the band Fish are on stage playing. It's a pretty classic Bernie Sanders scene, but the beginning of this night is a little bit tougher for Bernie Sanders than many had anticipated. Those results in Virginia, not necessarily the Biden win, but the potentially overwhelming nature of it, seem to suggest he could have a tougher time across the map than maybe they expected. Now, one top Sanders advisor told me when I asked about this, he said, you got to eat your vegetables. Now, what did he mean by that? He meant that the map gets better for them as you move west. So as we learn more information as the polls close, they are hoping that they will get some numbers.
So let's look at what she's saying. That's not entirely true. So tonight, we're going to see all these states. This is March 3rd. The next contest is March 10. We're going to see Democrats abroad, Idaho, Michigan, which is a Rust Belt state, Mississippi, Missouri, North Dakota, and Washington State. So Washington State, at this point, who even knows, who it's going to go to. And on March 17, we've got Ohio, Arizona, Illinois, Florida, Northern Marinas. The fuck is that? That's like another America out in the state, out in the sea. Georgia on March 24, and then April 28, it comes into my area. Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, New York, 274. Pennsylvania and Rhode Island. That's all the way out in April. I don't know, man. It just seems rigged. It seems like a rig.
However, for the first time, that his path to victory would likely go through a contested convention, and that has drawn increasing criticism from Democrats who say that he could tear apart the party. Now, Lester and Savannah, of course, Mike Bloomberg, a very unusual campaign, skipped the first caucuses and primaries and spent more than $500 million, much of that in TV ads. He's open.
Stand by, and I'll do another hangout. Maybe the hangout is defected.
Didn't even have its primary for another 2 weeks. But again, privately tonight, the news is that the Bloomberg campaign is expressing some concern. But again, they say that they are looking to these states, and they hope he can meet the 15% threshold for delegates in at least some of the states tonight. Lester,
not a small development there in terms of that notion that they're going to reconsider based on what these numbers are.
No, and not a small investment that Michael Bloomberg has made. Just to put a fine point on it, he's poured almost $500 million into this Super Tuesday strategy, and so far tonight it doesn't seem to be paying dividends. But we'll see if he can get some delegates and how that affects the race.
And we have armed Chuck Todd with lots of computers and screens.
They're all over the place. I love it.
So let's get started. Break down what's happening in Virginia, especially in the area of race.
I want to talk about the Eat Your Vegetables.
So that's a new one. That's a new hangout link. If you want to try that one. I just set up a new
4 years ago, Bernie Sanders ran in Virginia and in North Carolina. His percentage of the African-American vote 4 years ago, 16% in Virginia, 19% in North Carolina. So keep those numbers in mind as I show you these race numbers here, which I believe I have over here. So let's look at the African-American vote in Virginia. As you can see here, 27% of it. Let's show what the split was here. You can see how well Joe Biden did. And here's what I want to point out. So Biden gets 71%. Look at this number here with 16%. What did I tell you that he got 4 years ago? 16%. If Bernie Sanders doesn't win this nomination, guys, It is simply because he has never improved this number. He has added Latinos to his coalition, but his inability to do well with African American voters is a huge problem. I'm going to show you the numbers literally in North Carolina. You're going to think I've just put the same numbers up. It's basically.
So I'm standing out on the ledge. If someone wants to call me and talk me down, I'm ready to jump off the ledge.
Because you saw that Bloomberg and Warren
I'm on
got a
the
chunk
ledge.
here. But this is, they call it the eat your vegetables. But I'm sorry, a week ago, guys, the Sanders folks thought they could do well in Virginia, that they could do well in North Carolina.
They thought the margins would be better in South
they also
Carolina
thought,
as well.
Well, look, they also thought this guy here, Mr. Bloomberg, was going to eat more into Biden, and he didn't do it.
Take a bite out of that. But to your point, Sanders has worked hard to build a coalition of Latino voters, and there's more fertile ground with Latino voters in some of the states we'll see later on tonight.
As we move west. One other thing I want to point out to you tonight when you watch these numbers about when did you decide, look at this in Virginia. Half the electorate decided in the last few days. There's a pattern going on here. Alabama was the same. The places Biden's doing extraordinarily well in are places where a lot of voters waited to the last minute to decide. Bernie is doing better in places that number is closer to 20.
Does that mean they didn't fall in love with anybody, though?
No, it means that you have.
You notice they don't even talk about the fact that most of these places had early voting. They fail to mention it.
That are, just tell me who the nominee is going to be. I'll vote for that person. I don't think Bernie Sanders is that person, but they didn't care who else it was, and that's what South Carolina did. It said, "Okay, I'm the guy, Joe Biden," and everybody said, "Fine."
And then you saw the coalescing of other candidates dropping out, the winnowing of the field. But there's no question in your polls and in.
Let's see what the Turks are saying.
They'll be going up. Whoever wins will go against John Cornyn. If you get above 50%, those Texas primaries are over. If you do not, you go to a runoff for those primaries, and there's a lot of those that happen in Texas. That's the Senate. Boy, on the congressional House side,
The problem with Cenk Uygur is that he'll never say that the election is rigged. They'll never say it. He'll never openly admit that the machines. They'll say, "Oh, there's favoritism," and that they're putting their thumb on the scale for Hillary Clinton, but they'll never say that it's just straight up rigged, like Jimmy Dore will. It's just becoming increasingly obvious.
Texas 21, Heidi Sloan in Texas 25. Another giant race tonight, Texas 28, Jessica Cisneros. Justice Democrat running against Cuellar, the worst Democrat in the country.
Trump supporter,
flat out. Texas 31, you got Donna Imam and Christine Edie Mann. And then California, for another former Justice Democrat, Audrey Denny in California 1.
Okay, what else do you want us to know?
You're seeing in this first wave a very similar electorate to what you saw in 2016. But
what other bullshit do you want us to know?
This is the big variable.
This is why we don't allow Steve Kornacki to leave the building this time of year.
Nobody breaks it down like Kornacki.
Oh, look. Joe Biden has won Massachusetts and Tennessee and Oklahoma. This is a sham. This is a total ripoff. We're being robbed. Elizabeth Warren got 23% of her home state. Sanders 25. I'm looking right here at Massachusetts. I'm looking at the row right here, Massachusetts. 91 delegates, they gave it to Joe Biden, 34%. Sanders, 25%. Bloomberg, 12%. Warren, 22%. So Warren comes in third place in her home state, and it's Biden. So now we're seeing the rig. The rig is Biden will be the presumptive nominee after tonight. And Warren is going to stay in because she wants that VP slot. And they're going to try to get all of Bernie's people to go and say, see, you got a half a progressive underneath shit sandwich Joe Biden. Vote for the team. That's the play here. So, on that note, I guess Trump's the president. Sanders has won the state of Maine. Sanders has won the state of Maine with less than 1% in. They gave it 54% to Sanders, 13% to Biden. Warren's got 16% in Maine as well. It's the last row. The last row right here. So, so the best Sanders won Vermont and Maine. Next up, in 10 minutes, we're going to see Arkansas. Arkansas at 8:30. And Colorado and Minnesota at 9. Texas at 10, Utah 10, and Cali at 11. So it's a fucking disaster is what this is. This is a total a total fucking shitstorm. Come on, Mr. Potato Head, call the fucking corruption.
What's interesting, guys, though, is that Biden and Bernie may be the only two candidates to make threshold in every state. That is something to be thinking about, and that shows you why they're the commanding frontrunners. Nobody else. And the question is, the shock is that Joe Biden's making threshold in every state, including Vermont.
And the other piece Mike Bloomberg might not.
And Mike Bloomberg might. How many states? Let's see.
Yes.
I saw he was barely over threshold in Alabama there. Alabama was the state he
With
filed
these
in
numbers,
first, the first place he hired people. You know, to me, Alabama
with these
and Arkansas
numbers
are the
right
biggest
here, right?
test.
Well, what's going on tonight? It means that if Joe Biden does what they're saying he's doing, and he sweeps all of these states, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he sweeps the South, Virginia, and North Carolina, there's no way that Sanders can get a majority of the electorate. There's just no way. And it's just like in 2016, rather than have Sanders get the plurality and take it away from him, right, they're just going to cheat Biden in. This is Hillary Clinton all over again. That's what this is. So it could end. It could have ended for Sanders tonight, but it looks like it's going to create a long, drawn out run all the way to the convention. Sanders and Biden are going to be neck and neck. They're going to keep Biden a little out ahead. Elizabeth Warren's going to be in a distant third, and she's going to keep bashing Sanders and elevating Biden. And all along, now you're going to hear the cries. Not yet, but soon. Bernie, drop out. Bernie, are you going to drop out? Bernie, when are you going to drop out? That's what you're going to hear now. Bernie, drop out. That's what they'll start to say right after, I don't know, after they cheat a little more. Probably you'll start to hear that right after March 17. Bernie, drop out. Bernie, drop out. Then the superdelegates will start leaning on Biden. They'll start leaking out. Oh, the superdelegates are for Biden. Bernie, you can't win. Drop out. Bernie, drop out. That's what you're going to start to hear now. That's the next wave of corruption.
Guys.
All right. Thank you, Blaine. And California, the big prize with 1 in 10 of all Democratic convention delegates. Polls there close at 11 Eastern time. Let's check in with Joe Fryer now to get a sense of what's happening on the ground there. Joe?
Yeah, well, Lester, think about it. Just 4 years ago, the California primary was in June. There wasn't a lot of drama then. This year, it's Super Tuesday, so there is a lot more drama and a lot of excitement and turnout here. Here in L.A. County, there are a couple major changes for voters this year. We want to show you what one of them is, and that's these voting machines here. This year, the touch screen
Nels Delta, did Warren do a deal with Biden? There is a
then a paper ballot is actually printed out.
There is a rumor. There is a rumor that Biden that was a deal when Biden was negotiating with the big wigs, the big money in New York. that there was a deal struck where Warren would be the VP. Now again, it's all speculative and there's no, it's all shady backroom shit. But there is rumor that Warren has already cut the deal with Biden to be the VP.
For the new system, the line here.
I'm the only one in the chat. I'm the only one. Am I the only one?
Yeah, and it's not only about
I had my chat on top chat. Maybe I think I was missing a lot of stuff. Turning a blind eye, you're not a solution. You're part of the problem, Vinny. Thank you, Vinny. Wake up, wake and speak silent majority. You will be victimized as well. Right. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. That's why people say, yeah, Joe Biden is Hillary Clinton with a dick. That's exactly what Joe Biden is. Joe Biden is Hillary Clinton with a cock and balls. He's just an empty suit, and the oligarch can project whatever they want on him. Bernie Sanders has won something. What did he win? He won Nevada. So they're just see now they're rubbing it in his face. They're rubbing it in his face. Let's look at. So these are the results as of 8:30. 5 more minutes. We'll see what happens to Arkansas, where Bloomberg dumped a ton of money, dumped $3 million into Arkansas. Joe Biden dumped not a penny in Arkansas. And Bernie Sanders probably has a team of teenagers running around knocking on doors and everybody dialing into Arkansas. But I bet it'll probably go if this continues. If this continues, how did they look how close this is? See, this is all right. These are not. I take that back. These are not wins. Massachusetts hasn't been called yet. Tennessee hasn't been called yet. Oklahoma hasn't been called yet. And Maine hasn't been called yet. That's my bad. My bad. I'm just looking at the color. But it is Biden is winning in Massachusetts, Tennessee, Oklahoma, and Sanders has a lead in Maine. Those haven't been called yet. In Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren has a strong third. It's fucking unbelievable, that Bloomberg. Where's American Samoa? Where's American Samoa? I don't know. I'm just not buying any of this shit, man. I'm ready to turn this shit off, man.
Jump out and then throw all of her support behind Bernie Sanders. But honestly, many of her supporters, hardcore supporters, would they like that? Number one. And number two, how many of diehard Bernie Sanders supporters would enjoy that? And honestly, how much would it switch people who are like, yeah, I was on Buttigieg, I was on Klobuchar, I was on Biden, but Elizabeth Warren just said go towards Bernie Sanders. I think maybe some percentage, I'm not saying it's nothing, but is it a game changer?
Well, so this great question by Jared. So, look, her support is now down to 9 and 10 points in a lot of places.
I never once said that the elections, Thomas Robinson, Marcus, you did point out in all of this how corrupt this shit is. I never once, thank you, but I've never once said in all my, in all my excitement and all my desire to have a proper president in office, I never once said that the system wasn't rigged, that maybe this time it would be different, that this time we would get a fair election. I never said that. What I did say that Sanders could overcome the margin of cheating. I did say that. And it just doesn't appear. I mean, that last bait and switch where all of the other candidates drop out and back Joe Biden right before Super Tuesday. I mean, it all seems so coordinated, right? It's got to be, it's a total rig. How does somebody go from polling outstanding in all these places, winning outstandingly, handsomely winning, to getting slaughtered? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because it's not sensible and it's not real. It's not real. Now, again, should we all be H.A. Goodman right now? Should we all be pointing the finger and saying Hillary Clinton is going to parachute in and win because I have more respect for her than Bernie Sanders? Should we turn a blind eye to what we're seeing right here? Should we turn a blind eye to the corruption that we're seeing right here? What do we do? Do we take to the street? Do we swallow it? Do we say, better luck next time? Because if Sanders loses or doesn't win or doesn't, get the nod, universal single payer Medicare for all, off the table. It's off the table. It'll never happen. Getting money out of politics, not going to happen. Forget about it. None of the shit sandwiches, none of the losers that represent the Democratic Party want it. The people want it, but nobody else. Military-industrial complex, sorry, maybe next time. You'll see an increase in the military budget, and the wars will continue. Right? Trump's got it. He's got it under control. It's just Trump 2.0, which Trump wins, right? So, right? And what do we tell? What do I tell? What do I tell the corporate Democrats when they say, "See, Bernie Sanders lost fair and square, and now you have to bow a knee and vote blue no matter who"? This is what I tell you. I give them this. I say, you take this and you stuff it up your ass. This is a big fuck you. That's what you tell them. That's what I tell them because we've been paying attention all along. Don't get bummed out. Only a few states have called Biden. Yes, he leads in a few others, but you have to wait for Texas and California, which are way more than the rest in delegates. Yeah, it's about 650 total. California is 415 and Texas is like 225. Shit's going to hit the fan. You're going to see cities shut down. Pence in command of Corona. Medicare for all sucks. Disagree. Oh my, the illegal wars, Mike, is keeping the markets up. Last November, I spent 4 days in the hospital, $60,000. Wow, sterling price. Yeah, it's better to be poor. If you're poor, you get Medicare for all. If you're poor, you get a Medicaid card. If you make less than, if you don't make anything, you walk in there and you say you're homeless. I was a HRA worker in New York City. I did it. I qualified people all day long. If someone walks off the street and says they're homeless and they have no notable income, even if they're a drug dealer with $8,000 in their pocket and all this money, and it's undetectable, you get Medicare for all, right? Where everybody else goes into the hospital and deductibles and co-pays and partial payments and payment for their drugs. When you're poor, you don't pay a dime, right? And it's subsidized by the government. Now, you say to yourself, well, if you want that for all people, then that would be more expensive. But no, the current system, the way it's set up, is far more expensive per capita, per person, right, than it would be if you had a Medicare for all system. That's just the fact. Right? Medicare for all is the way to go, because you eliminate you eliminate the fat in between. You eliminate the middlemen. So Arkansas is now in play. I'm really curious about Massachusetts. It's apparently the shit show is they're trying to tell us that Biden has a 3-point lead on Sanders. Okay. If you say so. If you say so, I don't know. Why wouldn't poor African Americans support having health care? Mick Mitchell. That's a good question. Why? Because they wouldn't. They're all for it. That's the point. When you poll Medicare for all, it gets like a 70% approval rating. Right? It's like 60% Republicans want it and upwards of 85% of the Democrats want it. It falls around 70% of the country wants a Medicare for all system. Medicare for all. Now, if it's phrased, do you want to lose your Medicare? Do you want to give up your coverage? And then most people, if it's phrased that way, will say, no, I don't want to give up my coverage. But that's not what you're giving up. You're not giving up anything. You keep the same doctors. You keep the same. It's the same system, except the U.S. government picks up the bill. That's all it is. That's all Medicare for all is. Same hospital, same doctor, same everything. It's not government-run medical. That's not what it is. It's a single payer, meaning that the single payer is the U.S. government. That's all it means. So that hospitals can't, charge double and triple and quadruple and 10 times for the medications because there's a single payer. We will pay you X amount of dollars for this service. If you don't like it, fuck off, basically. So Biden is the deep state dream candidate. Sassafras. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Tulsi back on the debate stage. I don't think so. She has. They're going to they'll set the bar just high enough where Tulsi can't get in. Right? And they're cheating her just as well. Right? Biden is. I had a heart attack. Had a stent put in. Oh, Sterling Price has a stent. There you go. Bernie leading in Texas, is he? Where? How do you know? How do you know he's leading in Texas? What, the polls? He was leading in Virginia. He was leading in North Carolina. He was leading in Massachusetts. The only ones Biden was supposed to win in was the deep South, Arkansas, Tennessee, maybe, and Alabama. And all of a sudden, see, the big steal, the big surprise was that big states, 100 and 100, was Virginia and North Carolina, and that went into Biden's pocket. Look at his rip in Arkansas. Now they're saying Arkansas 43% for Biden, 13% for Sanders, and 16% for Bloomberg. Bloomberg spent $3 million in the state of Arkansas. Joe Biden spent nothing and never stepped foot in the state. Okay, I believe it. Tulsi got a delegate. Which delegate did you get? Get the insurance company gatekeepers out of the way, says Terry B. Yes. Yeah, same here. My taxes are high enough already. Bernie has 7-point lead in Texas. Guardian reporting. Guardian? If it's maybe there's early voting. Oh, that's good. If he wins, he's got to win something. Look, they even took away Maine. No, Maine, they're saying... It's not believable. It's just not believable. How is Joe Biden winning in Maine? How is he beating Bernie Sanders in Maine? Even by a little bit. It's just not believable. It's not believable. How is Joe Biden winning in Massachusetts? No. It's just not believable. They must be taking Buttigieg's votes and Klobuchar's votes and throwing it at Joe Biden. And I don't mean people voting for. I mean they're taking the votes that went for Buttigieg and Klobuchar and early voting, and people are still voting because their names are probably still on the ballot and they're picking them anyway. And all those votes are going to Biden. It's got to be some shady shit like that. One more time, if you want to call in, If you want to talk me down off the ledge, call in. Biden has magical leg hair, Barry B. Terry B says. What's up, everybody? 58 people watching. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We're watching the Democratic rigged primary. The Democratic rigged primary here live. Watching the live ripoff occur. The stealing of American democracy. The stealing of American democracy. Let's listen to Chuck Todd tell us how he's going to steal it.
African Americans are very comfortable with Joe Biden. I think that is something. He is not winning younger, David, African Americans yet.
Right, and I do think, Savannah, you mentioned, he was the Democratic nominee, and quite frankly, they fueled our tough re-election win against Mitt Romney. So Bernie Sanders' chief talking point right now, I don't think is holding up. Now, we'll see. We've got more vote to count. And again, it's amazing that Joe Biden probably can make the strongest general election case right now, where again we were literally
that's Pluff. That's Obama's guy.
Community in South Carolina.
Like they're so happy. Look how happy they are. They were right. They're sure of themselves now. Now their jobs are secure. Chuck Todd, they're going to stay in the driver's seat. They stay in the driver's seat. They're going to watch. They're going to run Joe Biden. He's going to lose. They're going to vilify Bernie Sanders as the Russian operative. And Trump slaughters them. Right? So this is what has to happen, right? So whatever.
Well, this has happened.
Whatever. All I could say is if you think Trump has looted the country and has enriched himself in the last 4 years, watch what happens when he gets reelected. I mean, there's just, you think he has no boundaries now?
Super Tuesday,
no shame.
Nominations have
forget about it. They're going to give. The corporations are going to pay zero tax. Right? It's going to be a slave nation. We're moving closer and closer to a slave nation. The market, the Dow will probably go to 50,000 and explode. They'll be printing fake money. The debt will be $80 trillion.
The Democratic Party.
And Trump will leave, and the Democrats will inherit the disaster.
Rank and file traditional part of the Democratic
absolute fucking disaster.
The way African American voters are, and David.
States won, Bernie Sanders.
Not yet.
They keep flashing Nevada and South Carolina.
They had to do better with
New
the
Hampshire.
African American community nationwide, but particularly in the South, they weren't able to do it. The other thing I'd say, two massive southern states have not voted yet and won't vote tonight. They're coming up later in March, Florida and Georgia.
How is that good for Bernie?
It's not.
Okay.
So if you're looking at these numbers and predicting what they may mean later in the calendar, Joe Biden could walk out of those two states with triple-digit delegate yields.
Well, this is not the conversation I think most pundits thought that we would be having tonight. Everyone thought it was going to be Sanders' night. The night is not over. The night is young. There's a lot of vote to count, but we will continue to watch it. And when we come back, what one key county could tell us about one of the most important.
Wouldn't you love to know who's actually pulling the strings? Wouldn't you love to see the room where the rigging is happening? Is it happening per state? Is each state doing the rigging? Is it the governors and the electoral offices? Where are they actually doing the rigging? How are they getting the rigging done? Are the machines being fed into a central brain controlled by the CIA? Who knows? Right? But this is a rig. This is a rig. Right? Because it's, in private quarters, the CIA will say, Bernie Sanders is a national threat. He's a threat to national security because he doesn't understand the world and he doesn't understand the enemy. That's what they'll say. Right? As they rip us off. So they say, we have to do this. We have to cheat. We have to cheat him because he's a national threat. Right? And we don't tell the people about it. That's what I think. Getting screwed. Bloomberg won American Samoa. He did. We talked about that before, but we actually traveled to American Samoa on the map. But Tulsi won at least one delegate and may qualify for the next debate. I don't think one delegate qualifies. It has to be You have to win consecutive polls, and the fundraising thing is off the table. But you have to win like 10% in consecutive polls, or actually have won actual elections. I want to see one other thing. I want to see another thing. Yeah, see, Elizabeth Warren is still not viable in a single state. Bloomberg is actually viable in North Carolina, so Bloomberg is going to actually get delegates. Elizabeth Warren's not going to get anything. You have to get 15% or more. All right. Oh, she'll get some in Massachusetts because she's at 30. So Sanders took the lead. All right, Sanders has now taken the lead in Massachusetts and Maine. So he's winning the Northeast Corridor, New England. Massachusetts, Maine, but it's not out of the run. So it looks like right now in Massachusetts, Sanders 30.7, Warren 30.2. So they're in a neck and neck run, with Biden in third, 25%.
We're back, and one of the ways we hope to help you understand.
Hang tough, Conte. Come down off the ledge. Need your commentary, insight. Don't do it. I'm on the ledge, man. I'm out on the ledge, man. You got to call. Somebody's got to call me soon. Call me. I'm the only one here, it says. I'm the only one here. I'm the only one here.
Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, of course, Florida, and Arizona.
I hate to be negative. I'm just trying to give you my honest opinion of this. You know, it's funny. I mean, when you do something all day long, you know, like I sit here and I follow this stuff all day long. This is what I do. Right? I wake up and that's what I do. I turn on everything and I read every article. I mean, I probably read like 50 articles a day. I probably watch 100 videos a day. This is what I do. I'm totally submerged in this. Right? And, you know, it is my summation that I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen, you know, within the course of 3 days, everything suddenly turn around for someone who had absolutely no chance of winning 3 days ago, 5 days ago. The conversation 5 days ago was, Biden is out. He can't win. He can't get anybody in front of him, right? In a rally, and to suddenly have that whole thing switch. I think I got Vinny in the room. Vinny, are you here? Are you here? I can't. I see you, Vinny. I see your cup. I see your cup, Vinny. Hold on a second. Let me shut this off. Let me shut this off. So this is the chat. I can see you, Vinny. I see.
Yo, can you hear me?
I hear you now, mate. What's up, boss?
Hey, man.
What's up,
Hey.
Vinny? What's up, Vinny DiMartini, man? How you doing, man?
It's great to be here with you, brother.
Yeah, man. So thank you very much for the overwhelming and consistent moderation that you've been doing for us, man. It's good stuff. Man.
We could only try, man. What a shit show this is. Can you believe this fucking shit that's playing out, man? This is just shocking.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's bizarre. I mean, I don't, you know, I'm kind of speechless. I'm speechless.
They just want to just install this fucking punk, this fucking piece of shit, man. I mean, this is just an installation. It's not a vote. It's an installation.
Yeah. You think so? You think so?
It is. I mean, come on. The fix is in. The rig is real. I mean, God, Christ's sake, did a cow shit in here? Because it stinks to fucking high heaven, man.
Right.
This stinks bad.
They want to make us think like we're all crazy. That we're all conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now we're following it. We're following their own metric, their own polls, looking at their own polls, and you know, and all of a sudden, it's not what it seems, man. It's fucking crazy shit. Man.
Absolutely. It's a total psyop is what it is, man. It's the manipulation of everybody's mind to fucking get them. This is what you're told to do. This is what's happening. This is the way it is.
Right, right. So it's Trump 2020, man. Trump wins again. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. You know what it is? Like, the Democrats can cheat in their own primary. They can rig the machines. They can rig the numbers. But when they go against the Republican Party, it's equal rigging, right? It's like a war of, it's a war. Who's going to out-cheat who, right? Democrats can't get away with the shit they're getting away with now because there's no competition. It's their game, right? It's their court. It's their, But when they go against the Republicans, it's going to be a little harder, and they're going to cheat they're going to cheat Trump in, right? And Trump has control of the federal government. It's going to be very hard to cheat Trump while he's the sitting president, Are you there, Vinny? Did you drop your mic, Vinny? Hey, Vinny, did you drop your mic? Can't hear you, mate.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I had a little computer thing. I just had something knock over. I'm right here, man.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah, this is insane, man. I just can't. Biden couldn't even fill up. Come on. He can't even fill a fucking hotel room. If he did, it would be a bunch of little fucking girls, man.
Right.
Come on, man. This is fucking bullshit.
So what do we do, man? Do we, they're saying, oh, the Bernie bros, they're going to get violent. They're going to get violent. They're going to, it's like, you're at the point. Do you walk away? You just walk away from it?
We've yet to see that. They're going to try and sell that one and pitch it, but it's not going to work, man.
Right. There's just no way in a close call. This is looking more and more obvious. Like, now nobody gets a majority of the vote, and
no, it's not going to happen.
Right,
not going to happen.
Yeah. This is starting to look like a wash. So we got at 9:00. We're going to see two more. We're going to see Colorado and Minnesota come in at 9. They still haven't called Maine. They haven't called Oklahoma, Arkansas, Massachusetts. They haven't called. It's leaning. Massachusetts is leaning Sanders. Tennessee is leaning Sanders. Maine is leading Biden. Oklahoma leading Biden, and Arkansas leaning Biden.
How in the motherfucker is this guy even? This just makes no sense at all, man.
No, it doesn't.
Cali's going to be a big one, but see, okay, it's about 9:00. It's almost 9:00 where you're at as well. So it's going to be it's basically 6:00 over there on the west fucking coast,
right?
And so that one's gonna. Who knows how late that's gonna go to get them numbers in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It probably won't come in tonight. That 'cause it's 11 p.m. Eastern. It'll probably take an hour, 2 hours. They'll stretch that one out till 3 p.m. tomorrow, right? Just to torture everybody,
Yeah, how many fucking hands are we gonna have in that cauldron of human misery, fucking stirring that shit up? You got Pelosi and all these other. You got everybody coming after Bernie that's in that his own fucking party, man.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. I think the only place we saw any level of honesty was, in Iowa, where you could actually see the vote, and we saw that they cheated. The votes. They had that app flipping the votes to Pete Buttigieg. They got caught. They got caught in Iowa cheating. New Hampshire. How is New Hampshire a close call when Bernie Sanders he lives right next door? He blew out Hillary Clinton in 2016 in New Hampshire. What's different this time? Nothing.
Yeah, it's insane, man.
Nevada was the only one because it was, again, another caucus where you could actually see the vote. You could see people raising their hand. I was there. And now in South Carolina, and you see how the machines are rigged. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely, man. They
I
are.
guess we're suckers. I feel like a sucker right now. Am I a sucker?
Sucker fish, man. Don't want to be a sucker fish, man. And LARP like a carp and be a sucker fish, man.
Yeah, at least the LARPs. It seems like the LARPers, by the way. We haven't talked about those guys in a while. They seem to be quiet.
Oh man.
They seem to be.
Oh,
I don't pay attention to it anymore. I just.
They're ramped up more than ever. They've been harassing the shit out of me. They're all going to go down. It's not going to work out well for them at all, man.
It's the same. It's that same old story of just. It's just like this negative echo chamber of chopping each other up. It's like it's disgusting, really. You know.
If you don't let me have my fucking way and bitch up in the corner and cry, now you're really going to get it.
Right.
And then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, that's the game they play. We'll flip this. Everything we say about everybody else is all the shit we're fucking doing. I mean, come on, man. Give me a break. You ain't gonna run that game on me, motherfucker.
Right.
I'll kick that ass. I fucking know it. I've been around for a long time, man. They could go fuck themselves, man. I will kick that ass.
Right. It's just I guess it's a certain. It's a certain character that gets dragged into it. They try to drag me into that shit and try to, engage the nonsense and all the frivolous lawsuits and I'm gonna sue you, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I know,
you motherfucker.
It's crazy. I didn't mention it the other day when I sent the thing for your birthday and stuff. I didn't mention. I know you don't want to hear this stuff, and I want to keep your head in the game of what you're doing because you're doing great work, brother.
Yeah.
So I haven't said nothing about anything going on, but there's a oh my God, Marcus, there's some fucking bullshit going on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Jesus, God help us.
Yeah. I mean, it's there's a handful of those guys that they border on criminal harassment. Where they're just up people's asses. They spend 24/7.
And it's illegal. It's illegal as hell. I'm a private citizen.
Right.
I'm not a streamer, so I mean, you're coming after a guy with a real name, a real face, a business, etc. That's a private fucking citizen. Guess what? You're gonna fucking fuck yourself in a court, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna play, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna hit you in every goddamn direction, man. Because I'm a mean fucker when you play with me.
Yeah.
I don't play games. I end them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, especially when I'm minding my own fucking business. That's what it's all about. I'm minding my own business. You want to play with me? Okay, then.
Yeah. Well, there is a development. I'm not going to get into it right now, but there is a development with George Webb's brother, Crazy Dave Atkins.
Yeah.
Who his case just had a decision in it, and it turns out, I mean, he was trying to that crazy fuck was trying to drag me into it. And
yeah, I know.
All of that part of the case got thrown in the garbage. But what Atkins was left with, what Swagger was left with, as he's trying to sue Goodman for defamation, the judge turned around and actually upheld one of Goodman's arguments that Swagger defamed Goodman. So
yeah, I seen that.
Right,
I seen that.
So where Dopey Dave is trying to sue Goodman, right? He pays the bill. He pays the suit, and then he winds up getting a defamation charge at him. All right, so that was a good smack in the face. I got to laugh at that one. I'll talk more about it. I'll probably have a discussion with DeFango live on that one. I actually read the case, and it's. I had to read it because my name is all over it. But I'm pretty much out of the equation. They threw that shit in the go. They laughed at it. Trying to add somebody who has nothing to do with anything, didn't even make sense. But that's the kind of shit the LARP was, and even you're talking about it. You're gonna get knuckleheads that are now trying to drag you in. Oh, look, you're talking.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's it. You're gonna get it's on now. It was already. Well, what the fuck, man? You're already attacking people.
He's a sick
and when they don't
guy.
turn around, then you're the bad guy.
Right.
That's it. We're gonna all come after you now. You already did. You fuck faces. Fuck you, man.
I think we start talking about this shit, you start to lose people. Like, people don't even know. They don't even know the depth of it. But
No, it runs deep, man, and it is nefarious. It is fucked up, man. These guys are just fucking everything up everywhere, man.
yeah, yeah. Well, I think that it doesn't seem to slow them down. A guy like Acton now, he's already swaggered. He's already trying to sue other people now, and nothing becomes of it, Vinny. Nothing. It's all a shit show, right? There's nothing.
Same old shit, man. Oh my God, man.
But,
hey, life is as chaotic as the world is. I got news for people.
Yeah.
Life's good. You just got to go out and get one, man.
Yeah, it is.
Don't let this stuff rob your fucking life path, man.
Right.
Go out and do something with yourself, for God's sakes.
Right.
Stop this fucking bullshit.
Right. You wonder what drives someone to spend all their time attacking others.
I know.
You would think like maybe there's a profit motive, or is it just a game? I'm a live action role player, and I'm going to try. The object of this game is to bring all the attention to me, and then somewhere down the line, I'm going to parlay this into a business or some sort of. I never understood it. That's why it was, it fascinated me, and that's why I kind of try to understand what the motivation behind it is. And I just never.
And then going out of their way to hunt you down, and anywhere you make a commentation on a fucking video or something.
Yeah.
And then that means this, and this means that, and I'm gonna screenshot this. Aha, I gotcha. And
you got.
And then they run this game on it. Is that all you have to do? Is go around YouTube 24/7? You're the one going around YouTube 24/7, hunting people down and stalking them in comments. What the fuck? Oh, that shit ain't gonna work with me, man. Go fuck yourself, man.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
I'll just do a little update. So Maine, I just want to do a little update. With 6%, almost 7% of the vote, Maine is looking like a two-man race between Biden and Sanders. Oklahoma, it looks like they're giving it 33% of the vote is going to definitely, they're going to call that one soon for Biden. Arkansas, it looks like a three-man race between Biden with 26, Sanders 21, Bloomberg 20, and the great state of Massachusetts is a two-way race right now. 29.2, 29.3 for Biden and Sanders respectively. And Elizabeth Warren is 26. She's 2-3 points right behind them. So this is not going well. This is not the blowout Sanders needed to. He's going to get some delegates, but they're showing their colors. This is how they're going to stop him. They're going to stop him by rigging the thing, rigging the machines, make it look like Biden won, or is getting a plurality of the vote. Now they got Sanders on the record saying that anybody with a plurality should probably be the president. So now they're going to make Biden get the plurality and not the majority, and then get Sanders to endorse him, and scream from the rooftops to get Sanders to drop out, and Warren becomes the VP, and that's the story, and Trump wins.
Frickin' Warren, man. My dog looks more Indian than Warren. She should have got fucking ethics committee should have came in and kicked her fucking cunt ass fucking down, man. I'm serious, man, for all the shit she's pulled.
Yeah.
Man, my mini bonsai tree over here, my fucking desk looks more Indian than Warren does. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, she's a liar.
Give me a break.
She's a liar. She tried to say that Bernie Sanders is a sexist. Did you call me a liar on national television? You remember that shit? She said that in the debate.
Yeah. And she wouldn't even shake his hand or nothing. I mean, what a cunt. She's a piece of shit, man.
Now she's saying he's impotent in the Senate. He doesn't get anything done Meanwhile, there's a guy who shifted the whole conversation of the country to the left. All the policies that all of these shit sandwiches are talking about are some version of Bernie Sanders' his play. And they're all taking a bite, and now this is what you get. It's like the way to lead a movement, the way to beat a movement is to lead it. You get out in front of it, and then you drive it into the ditch.
That's what it is, and that's textbook, man. That is textbook operations.
Vinny, man, you're on the right side of history, man. You're on. Why me, Vinny? Why not hang out with the fucking eyeball guy? He's in the chat right now, Mister Don't know why I do the things.
They pulled a lot of shit on me, man.
Yeah.
Came on my dead grandmothers and everything. You don't even know the half of them, Marcus.
That's crazy.
Incited a bunch of people. Yeah, they're fucking pieces of shit, man. I got it all recorded. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I got my own pile of recordings. I got the swaggered guy. I mean, if he ever, I mean, he's gonna if he continues to try to mess with me in courts, I've got so much evidence on him that every time he sticks his head out, I'll just dump it. I'll dump the bucket of shit on his head, which is what happened in New York, and so he's done.
I got a lot of stuff put away, man. I'm ready to fucking just bag these motherfucking creeps up.
Yeah. So let me read some comments. Because the Senate is corrupt as shit, of course a candidate that wants to do something for the people can't get anything done. What a joke. That's true, chicken back. If the Senate is corrupt and there's one guy in there speaking up for the people, Bernie Sanders is famous for saying, if you walk into the Senate and he says to people, he says, how many times do you think senators and congressmen have come up to me in the bowels of Congress and said, Bernie, what are you going to do about poverty in America? What are you going to do about food stamps? What are you going to do about the homeless problem in the country? They, like senators would come up to him and ask him that, and the answer is zero. Bernie Sanders says it's never happened. Like nobody at that level gives a shit about any of those things. It's just shocking, right? So how are you going to get anything done in a shithole like that? You're in a.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, man. It's just real clear, cut and dry.
Yeah. What other comments we got? Fuck it, let's go bowling. Thomas Robinson. That's a good idea, man.
Hell yeah, why not?
She's been a liar, so don't be surprised if she lies, Jerry.
Bring your own shoes if you're bowling these days, man. I wouldn't be touching them. Bring your own ball too, all that shit, man.
Yeah, you got to be on the lookout, especially here in New York with the coronavirus. Don't shake anybody's hand. You give them the foot pump. You give them an elbow pump, but don't touch anybody, man. Don't be touching anybody. Oh, look, we're going to get Minnesota in a few minutes. Minnesota's closed. Arkansas closed. Still waiting on those results. It's very close in Maine. It's fairly close in Massachusetts. It's and that's about it. The rest of it is pretty much Arkansas and Tennessee. Looks like it's going to go Biden. And Minnesota is still 0%. Let's see. Let's see if Sanders can win Minnesota and stop the alleged Amy Klobuchar win. Christian Stage Wrangler. No one likes Biden. You're right, man. I don't know anybody. I mean, and I'm a man on the street. I walk around the park. You see some older people say, Biden's my guy, but not a lot of them. The vast majority of people you run into in your travels are all Sanders, It's crazy.
Yeah. He did fill a lot of places up here in Georgia, man. And it was in 100+ degree heat, man. Bernie did. He did 3, and they had, at the last minute, they got another venue because there were so many people that came. That was pretty shocking to myself. But when I go down the road Okay, I'm right here next to Fort Gordon where the NSA is. Okay, when I go down the road, I'm in South Carolina, and still all around here on like road signs and stuff, I still see Obama Biden stickers. I still see them on cars and stuff. I go into South Carolina, they're still there. So that must be the whole South Carolina thing is they're associating Biden with Obama.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'm right here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Biden's he's saying it off the podium that he's a Obama Biden Democrat. That's his pitch.
Right. Yeah,
that's funny.
He's right.
Are those
he's right.
are those bumper stickers mostly on black folks' cars, or they're just
it's mostly black folks here.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's this Vinny guy. Oh my God!
Stand out like a sore thumb.
Oh, I do, man. I do.
Hey, the big white guy.
I can't hide for nothing, man.
Hey, white guy.
I am totally, man.
Right.
When there was a lot of shit ramped up, and it was like in the hot summit stuff, and Obama was in. They were putting a lot of all
Don't
this.
you think don't you think that's racist? Isn't
It
that
is.
racist? Where
I have
where
experienced
I like
a lot of racism.
Yeah,
I
I like
have.
Obama because he's black and I'm black, and if he's black and I'm black, that means he's for the black.
Yeah,
That's what it means.
yeah, it is. It totally is.
That's racism. That's the definition.
Well, we got signs that when different holidays and stuff come, it's like they put these signs out at these different places. There's going to be this church event and this event and that event. And it says blacks only. Blacks only.
It
I'm
actually
like,
says
oh
that.
my
It says
God.
blacks only.
Yes, it does. Huge letters, man. I am not fucking kidding around. I said shit to my friends in Cali, man. Said, look at this shit going on here, man.
You should take some
My
pictures
God.
of that. That's fascinating news.
Yeah,
take some
I will-
pictures
I
of
will
that,
take
and
pictures
go in
out.
there. Go in there with your camera and say, "I'm white. Do you mind if I just come in and have a look?"
I'm not gonna even get near there, man. I'll probably have my ass arrested, man. Throw it
What
in there with
blacks
all the
only? What kind of places are they that are blacks only? What is it? Like a bowling
Uh,
alley?
no, not the bowling alley.
Barbershop?
Like church events
Wow.
and big other like large community events, and it says blacks only. Straight up.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking insane, man. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, but I'd be like in there in like a wife beater and stuff, during the summer, all white boy tattooed down when they had a lot of shit in the media when Obama was in, and all the racism, man, they brought up a lot of fucking shit. And people were looking at me. That's got to be one of them. It's got to be one of them because here's this white boy. There's this muscular white boy all tattooed down walking through Walmart, and there's like people are looking at me because they see this shit on the news. I'm like, oh my God, I better put a bigger shirt on, man, hide some of this ink.
Yeah, you can blindly support Obama if you're black because he's black, but
right.
if you're a Trump guy and you're wearing, a Trump hat and you happen to be white, then you're a racist.
Yeah,
a funny
yeah.
story. But I was in a funny
That's
story.
the
while
media.
I was in
Media's a
Nevada.
motherfucker, man.
Yeah, I was in
The
Nevada. and I
media
checked this.
get you hurt, man. The media can.
Yeah.
The news.
Yeah. Anyway, man, let's. We got the Young Turks on here. We got. Let's see. Turn this shit off.
You're gonna bring on some Mr. Potato Head. That cracks me up, Marcus. Crack me up, bro.
He looks like me. Let's listen to what he's saying. I don't know if you can hear him.
Okay.
And he didn't move at all. He didn't move an inch. And he didn't even move rhetorically an inch. So what do I mean by moving rhetorically? I don't mean softening anything about Medicare for all or any of that stuff, because Jared's right. Anytime Warren did that, Buttigieg did that.
I just think that the Young Turks, when you watch it and you listen to it, they're missing the point that they get so irate over the mainstream media How stupid are they? How dare them? They can't see. Can't they see what's right in front of their face? No, it's that. What you fail to realize is that they're paid to lie, right? The whole thing is a rig, right? And rather than spend all your time justifying, or making a case for why Sanders is the best guy, make the case that the Democrats are cheating, right? That look at the the integrity of the machines that we're depending on for a result. Right?
That is a high concern. That is a high concern of it should be for everybody because they're on both sides of the aisle, just like the corruption is. So, I mean, if you don't support Bernie or hey, I'm a Trump person, I don't give a fuck. Fuck them all. Let them all be fucking shammed down. Hey, it's going to come on you, too. And if you don't stand and speak, man, silent majority, it's going to happen to you as well, man. It's all funny when somebody steps in the dog shit until you do. Then you're not laughing anymore. Then it's not funny anymore, is it?
Right. I don't know, man. What's the alternative? I mean, we're here. We got to live in this country. We don't have. It's no longer a democracy. We don't have.
No, it's not.
We don't have fair elections. We don't have any. The people on people like me that support Sanders and want to see it, change for the better of the people are just like the people that hold true to Trump, the Trump tried and true. We're not that different in that respect, although they see themselves as very different. But I think we're fighting the same fight. We both want to, quote, drain the swamp and bring integrity back to the system. See, the social issues with Bernie Sanders don't interest me. He could, they're all about it. The racial justice and all this shit, and I tend to not believe that. I think that kind of escalates racism when you're so trying to give to certain people based on their race and their color and their gender and all that shit. If you just forget about all this shit, that's the best side of best side of history to be on. Let people figure it out. It's financial justice. It's when the 1% is ripping off everybody else. That's where. That's why I think the idea of a New Deal, a Sanders New Deal, is the way to go. That's what I try to say on this channel all the time. I try to, make that point that I'm not for open borders and taking away guns and, and all this Russia bullshit. I'm just for an economic reset that brings us back to like maybe the 1980s, 1970s, where corporations paid their fair share of taxes. They didn't control the economy and the political system like they do now. That's all. Just get them out of the way. That's all I'm saying. Really.
How the hell is Bezos not ever getting slapped with any type of monopolization type thing? Gates did way in the fuck back in the 80s.
Yeah, but that's because of this. Because they've bought off the politicians. Everybody's paid off.
He owns it all.
You can't enforce something that it's like you own the people that are supposed to do the enforcement. It's like it's the conflicts of interest are off the cuff, right? And once you understand that, then you start to understand the concept of get money out of politics. Right? If you continue to have money in politics, money flowing through politics, you get Elizabeth Warren. You get people like that will ride. They'll ride the populist message, and then at the end of the day, they'll turn around and take the $1 million and go buy themselves a summer home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got a bunch of unelected people that aren't even in the government controlling all the shit, man.
Right.
My God. What the fuck, man? This is where the system failed right there, man.
10,000 corporations, they don't pay any tax. They have 4 lobbyists for every one senator.
And you get billions back in tax returns and you don't pay anything? What the fuck, man? Are you serious?
Right, right.
He about bankrupt the United States Postal Service. Bezos did. Trump did strike back, and he put another $1.50 on the fucking $1.38. I think it was $1.38 or $1.48 of Amazon shit being sent out. But you know what? He just struck back and socked it to the consumers. So I mean, I only did that just to prop up the thing, not to bail anything out. But I mean, we're still getting our teeth kicked in by this motherfucker, man, and that's a fact.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there's all kinds of people live tonight. United America First. I follow that guy once in a while. There's who else is going on? Bernie Sanders rally. Let's check that out. Bernie Sanders rally in Vermont. Oh, that's going to be live. There's music. I got to shut that shit off, man. So they're waiting for Bernie to hit the stage. Who spoke? There was a couple of speakers. Yeah, we'll stand by. We'll wait for Bernie to come out. I think Bernie's going to speak soon, so get to hear that. So they, we'll see what he says, right? So as of now, all right, Texas. All right, Texas. There's results in Texas, and Sanders takes an early lead, 28-22, in Texas. All right, we'll take it.
I don't even see how anybody got even fucking Biden has anything at all. I mean, give me a break. No. This is just shocking. We know what's going on. We know what's going on. I mean,
this is classic vote flipping. Bloomberg is going to get a lot of delegates tonight. Bloomberg is viable. Elizabeth Warren is viable in Massachusetts and Maine. She's viable in 2 states. Bloomberg is viable in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's viable in 5 states. He's going to get a handful of delegates. So, Sanders is viable in, it looks like, all of them. So he's going to pick up delegates everywhere, but he didn't get shut out anywhere.
Wow.
So, well, that's good. That's pretty good. But he's not winning. He only won Vermont and Colorado so far.
Yeah, I can see that.
Minnesota looks like I can't believe that. How the hell is fucking Biden winning in Minnesota?
I know this whole thing's Christ. Did a cow shit in here because it stinks to fucking high heaven, man. Give me a break.
This is a rig. Let's see. Let Sanders come out and say something. Fucking idiot. Ew, clown. Come on, man. Come on, old man. Come out and say something. So, what else is going on here? What's going on? Yeah, so we'll watch the Bernie rally. And, CBS is live. That's enough of that. So what else, man? What else is going on in the chat? If anybody else wants to call in, feel free to jump into the conversation. I'll just give you the link.
Marcus a call live, man.
Call live. Jump in with Vinny and Conte and Vinny. Jump in if you want to call in. You could just pop in, you pop out. You don't have to stay. You just call in, you check in, and you can hang up. You can go. You come. You go.
I'll jump out of here so people can call in.
No, they could. I think they can call in on top of you. You can have 2 or 3 people in there. It's not.
Okay.
It just adds. It adds to the conversation. That's the way it works.
Oh man, well that's awesome.
You don't have to always talk. You just. But if I'm pretty sure that's how it is. I've done it with DeFango. When I call in, there's 2, 3, 4 people in the chat. You just that's all you got to do. You just hit the link. So anyway, Vinny. But good talking to you, man. I like talking to you, man. You got a good radio voice. Keep going with what you're doing, man. You should do like a kind of a come up with some kind of YouTube channel where you just you.
Yeah, I was thinking about blog with a Tamara Wolf, my girl on YouTube, man.
There you go.
do like sexy farts and coffee. And, we'll have some people join in and stuff like that. And,
Yeah. Yeah,
Some
man.
naughty-
Something people like that shit, man. I remember a website. Used to be a website when I traded stocks. It was called Stocks and Blondes. Like stocks and bonds, but the site was
Right.
Stocks and Blondes, and it had oh wait, there's more people here, right? So we got hey Jeff, are you there?
Tobacco
Jeff T.
Road.
Hey, what's up, Jeff T? How you doing, mate?
Tobacco Road. Yeah, Jeff sounds
Hey,
better.
Tobacco Row. How are you doing, man? Nice to meet you.
Good, Marcus. Hi, Vinny.
Yeah, so see, now we got two people in there. So Tobacco Row and Vinny, you just line them up. You line them up in the chat. Man.
There were 3.
Celeste is saying Tamara Wolf has a husband. You moron,
Yeah,
Vinny.
She's gone. You're gone, you cunt. I know your other ID as well. You piece of shit fucking whore. Get your fucking teeth in, you fucking no good bitch. LARP cunt. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So what's up, Tobacco Row, man? What's your deal, man? Where you from, mate? Where you from, Jeff?
I'm in Wichita, Kansas, man.
Oh, all right, cool, man.
I'm an outsider here, man. I've always been a Republican, and I just switched over to Democrat to vote for Tulsi in the primaries.
Mm-hmm. Good.
But I got a marijuana conviction, so I would always vote for Bernie.
Yeah. Well, he wants to legalize it on day one. So you think that what we're seeing here? You think we're seeing a rig, or you think we're seeing?
Oh,
totally.
My Lord, I can't think of any. Like you said, I can think of it. My mom is 76 years old, and she's Bernie all the way. My daughter don't even smoke weed. She's Bernie. Everybody I know is Bernie. I don't know where this Joe Biden stuff even comes from, man. It's weird.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I mean, it just. It's definitely a phenomenon that we're going to have to deal with. What does you want to know what Sanders is going to say because the bottom line is in times like these, the leader must step up to the plate and lead. If the leader doesn't lead, then you don't have a movement. That's the problem. Trump is a leader. Although he's corrupt and he's out for himself, Trump is a leader. Whereas Sanders doesn't lead. He sees the cheating. He knows it's rigged. He knows the cheating's going on. He knows the Russia shit is bullshit. But he doesn't. That's his fundamental problem. He's just a little too soft in that respect.
You're in a bad spot when you got to turn against your own party, though. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Trump. It's all them. It's them. And with Bernie, it's like, shit, man, this is my team that's screwing me. How can I come back and say shit to them when they're my team?
Right.
But yet they're screwing him. I don't know. It's weird, Marcus. It's weird.
It's definitely a tricky spot. It's tricky for Sanders. It's a tricky juggle. He's probably having his life threatened. He's probably there's all that shit going on. But I don't know. I don't know. I just think that you can't turn your back on it. Right? We're witnessing this thing. Are we overreacting by saying that this is a fix? How does Joe Biden win Alabama, Virginia, Oklahoma, North Carolina by
Oklahoma? What?
Yeah, he won Oklahoma too. He won.
Yeah, I know, and I'm saying what? No, what?
He's
I'm
winning.
like,
He's winning Minnesota. He's never even been to Minnesota. He won Tennessee. He's winning Tennessee. He's winning. Well, Maine is. How the hell is he winning Maine? Is even challenging.
There's
Maine.
no fucking way, man.
Now he's pulling away in Massachusetts. They got him pulling away in Massachusetts. Elizabeth Warren just dropped 19% of the vote. Massachusetts, Joe Biden 33, Sanders 28, Warren 20. Not believable.
I just wanted to state that, Celeste, I wouldn't really kick your teeth, but I have all your info. If you want to keep going, bitch, I'll put everything out. Try me. Okay? Well, let's get back to politics.
LARP Wars. The LARP Wars. Who is Celeste? I don't
Yeah,
even know. I
this
don't
is
know who these people are.
she's another character. I have all her shit. This is another LARP attack. They come in here.
Mm-hmm.
This is all they got to do. It's so pathetic, man. It really is. Fucking people, man.
What's
Get a life.
what's the objective? What's the objective?
I know. What the fuck are you? I mean, God's sakes, man. God, this is the only hobby you have? That is so pathetic.
Right. Why don't you get strung out? Get strung out on politics. It's far
I
more.
know. Hey, join the real world, man, and get a life. Get a life.
Right.
Get off your fat, fucking, stupid, LARPing ass, man, and get out in the world.
Right. Boy. So I'm probably not gonna hang around until California. It's too late, man. So
Oh my God, it's gonna be so many fucking hours, Marcus.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. We're gonna see
There's
most
no
of it. The only one next to come in, it looks like so far with early vote, it looks like Sanders will probably win Texas, 28 to 22, and Bloomberg is right up his ass with 19. Not that far up his ass, but there. So
Yeah,
Sanders
solid.
Sanders will have won Vermont, Colorado, and likely Texas. He'll probably win Utah because he did the last time, and California. And Biden sweeps everything else. It's just retarded, man. I certainly thought that Sanders would have won Virginia and North Carolina, and the way that it's just disproportionately Biden. That's the way it goes, man. That's the way it goes. What's going on in the chat, man? What's going on in the chat? Anything? I'm not surprised he won Oklahoma. Bernie said he was a socialist Democrat. That's not going to play there. Well, I don't know about that. I don't think that the majority of the people voting for Sanders give a shit about the word anymore, socialism. I don't think they're afraid of it. Can you give a shout out to my friend Meekers? He's a big fan of yours. Okay,
Meekers, man, yo. Fucking Meekers, man. He's a big fan. Marcus, man. Fuck, we love Meekers, man. You rock, Meekers. Fuck yeah, yo.
The Jews killed Jesus. Did they? I guess they did, right? Trump is the leader of the Jews.
Yeah.
So what else? What are the comments? Sterling Price is chopping people up in the
Jewish
comments.
war.
What's that?
Was that in the midst of a Jewish war? Weren't the Jewish killing the Jewish? They were all in a war at that time, weren't they?
Yeah, I guess so, man. I don't know. I think they all at the time. They were all Jews, or you were either Jewish or you were Roman, right? And then Jesus stands up and says, "I want to change the religion." They fucking threw him to the lions.
Hell yeah.
That's the years of where they was fighting over. The Jewish were fighting over their own tribes over that territory.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Look at Judges 2, where the Lord warns us of the evil Israelis. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in the Bible, man.
It's a violent book, isn't it? A lot of
I
violence
like
in
the
that book.
book of James, Vinny. You know what the book of James says? One thing, Vinny, the book of James is only 3 pages long, so I can read the whole thing,
That's awesome.
And what it says, if you get down to the basics, it says this book is full of bullshit. That's what James says.
Yeah. The stands is
I'm
in
liking
the Bible, but I mean, come on. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
That's
Religion.
awesome. Hey, Jeremiah 11:9. Go read that one. So you in Texas, Tobacco?
I'm in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, that's right.
I got a Texas shirt on.
I see the Texas shirt, man.
My family's Oklahoma, so.
All right, man. Awesome.
That's what
Good
Sterling Price. Sterling's from
Tobacco Pro Row got the fucking kicked it with us, man. This is awesome.
Yeah. I decided I'd come over here and get one of my social channels. My other social channel's down for hate speech for 90 days.
That's what you said. You said it was worth it, though.
It was worth it. Yeah, this guy was using St. Jude to get YouTuber money. So,
oh Jesus!
So now I have a St. Jude fundraiser on this site to show him how it should have been done. Mine's official. Mine's run through St. Jude. So it's a game for me, Vinny.
Wow, that's wild, bro.
Yeah, I come from a wild neighborhood on YouTube for sure.
Hell yeah, me too, man. Not by choice either. It just turned out that way.
I just fell, man. I've been in the bottom of YouTube for 12 years. I just fell in here right off the bat. So I don't know.
It's definitely the Wild West, man. There's a lot of depths and pits and valleys on YouTube. This channel right here is like, I mean, I've been shadow banned for so long. It's like I told the story. I got depressed. I was in Nevada, and I'm in a hotel, and I try to search my own name, and I can't find it.
Marcus, it sucks so bad, man. I had this channel for so long. I'd get like 35,000 views on a clickbait title, man, with all tagged up.
Wow, I'm gonna have to go check.
They fucking banned me. I can't do that. I'd do something and go look, update, upload date, and that I'm not there.
Right.
No matter what title I put in, I got banned too, man. It sucks. Not this channel, my tobacco channel.
Stuff out, man. I'm gonna have to go over there and check it out. Give you some support, brother.
Oh yeah, well you don't want to come over here in the Boyd, man. It's not good. You get not good. It's addictive and it's a waste of time. But I got a lot of friends, so I would not suggest it to any YouTuber. You just end up falling in the Boyd, man. You don't go there on purpose. You kind of get stuck. You get put over there. John Bartley there. John Barthy McDonald knows what. Yeah. Oh, I live on the road. Yeah, I do. I had BTK killer in my yard numerous times. So.
I'm listening, guys. I'm just following this. It looks like they're gonna call Texas next. It looks like they're gonna call Texas. It looks like this is the only one. It's the only one Sanders is gonna win, other than California.
Yeah, it's a while. Cali's gonna take fucking hours, man. Maybe all night.
Yeah, no doubt. They're gonna hold that one out. They're gonna go into the night, and Biden will have the lead. Everybody will go to sleep, and then they'll wake up, and then there'll be shenanigans in California, and they'll fight about it, and then they'll be on to the next race. Yeah, Bernie is leading in Texas so far, according to Politico. He's got like a 5-point lead with 5% of the vote in, 22-28 so far. Keep watching.
Wow.
They haven't called Minnesota. They haven't called Maine. They haven't called Massachusetts yet.
Certainly.
Although they should. Massachusetts, it's not really close. Arkansas, that one's pretty much a wash as well. Anyway, we should start a band. Oh, we got somebody else here. Who's Core Hit? Hey, Core Hit. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. What's up?
Niggers.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go there.
Oh,
Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there.
Niggers.
That's all you got to say?
Exactly. I fucking hate niggers, man.
Fucking genius, man.
Eat all the chicken.
We're not about hate, man. We're not about hate.
Niggers. Nigger.
Troll calling it. You're right.
There's no way to drop out, man. No way to drop it out. Can't drop it out, right, Vinny? You got to drop the whole channel. You got to drop the whole page if we drop it out.
Drop the whole fucking thing, man. That's just gonna get you hit. That's what he's trying to do.
Hey, core hit. Could I ask you to drop out? Kindly, can you drop it out?
Sure.
Can't
hold
have
on.
that. It jeopardizes the channel. You dig?
Well, I can drop out. I'll just come in to say hi. I'll give if you need room.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna drop it out. Man.
Cut it off, Marcus.
All right. If you, I'll put up. All right, guys. Peace out, man. I'm gonna drop it out. Yeah, you can't have that shit, man. You can't be having that shit. Listen, man. You open it up. That's the only problem. What you're seeing with the problem with the Hangout is that I don't have any control over who's in the room. You could come into the room and talk, but I can't cut you out. The only thing I could do is close the page. And I can open up another page right here if I wanted to. Just go to Hangouts and do a video call. All right, do a video call, copy the link, and pow, I can drop another link right in like that. So there's another link if you want to call back Vinny and the other guy. That's how that works. That's how that works. And so the room is empty again. It's just me again. It's just me. But thank you, guys. Thank you, Tobacco Row, for calling in. I'm probably going to end this anyway, man. So right, this ain't Howard Stern. Thank you, Bartley McDowell. You can't do that. This is YouTube, man. You can't. There's certain things that are just blatantly racist, and you can thread the edge, but you can't just blurt that shit out like that. That's not cool. It's just not cool, man. So anyway, I'll leave it open. I'll leave it open for a little while. So that's really all we got, man. Let's watch a little TV, man, because I'm getting fucking tired over here. Let's listen to the Talking Heads.
Somebody's going to have to lead the party, and that part of that party is going to include the establishment. Part of that's going to be Jim Clyburn. That's going to be Nancy Pelosi. That's going to be Chuck Schumer. I think you're at a point in this election where you want to look at addition and not subtraction. And I think the challenge of the narrative that Bernie's going to have most likely coming out of tonight is he's not growing his vote, right?
A lot of 20s. Right. Have you noticed that when we go through the boards, and we'll go through them later tonight, you see a lot of 20s.
They never challenge the integrity of the election. That's the problem with mainstream media. You see, they're already spinning how Sanders. What's up, Jeff? What's up? Welcome back.
Just pushing the wrong buttons over here, Marcus.
Yeah. That's okay.
I'll pull it up.
It happens. It happens.
Say, okay, I want to join, and then I pushed the red phone and it disappeared.
Yeah, no.
I want to join. I pushed the red phone again and it disappeared again, Marcus.
No, I shut it down. It's the problem with this chat. This kind of chat is that I have no control. I can't make you go away. I have to ask you to. You have to hang up. You hit the red phone, right?
You need to go find your green room, man. You can boot them from the green room.
The green room? What's that?
It's where you're running your Google call from.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you can.
I could just hang up the whole conversation. I have control over the whole conversation. I can end the hang up, but I can't specifically pick a person and hang up on the specific person. You follow? That's how it's set up.
I don't know if they changed it from the way it was like a year ago, but it used to be it's been so long since I've done it, but you would go up and you would push that little face symbol, and that would show you everybody in the room.
Right.
And then that's where you can eject people from. And not only you can eject, you could get ejected from your own room.
Oh, really?
That's how they play porn on people's stuff and strike them down. They go in your room, they strike you out of your own call, and then they put porn on there. And you
take over the chat. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it gets pretty messy up in here.
Hey, listen, man. It's not a complete night until somebody fucking tries to bomb your chat, right?
Yeah, it's good for you.
It doesn't count. So let's look at this shit, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to do here with this. I don't know what to do with this. Trying to keep it going. We got 40 people still watching, man. 40 people in the house. 40 people in the house. How long are we going for so far, man? Whoa, 2 hours, almost 3 hours already, man. It's a lot of time. A lot of time. So Texas is starting to shape up for Sanders. So I'm going to say, I'll say that, just to sum it up, Alabama went for Biden, Virginia went for Biden, Tennessee went for Biden, North Carolina Biden, Oklahoma Biden. Bernie Sanders won Vermont and Colorado so far, and likely Texas. He's probably going to win Utah, and he's probably going to take California. So Sanders will walk away with his home state of Vermont, Colorado, and Texas, Utah, California. Biden has swept the rest. No other winners. Bloomberg is viable. He's not only getting votes, but he's viable in Tennessee. He's going to get some delegates. He's going to get delegates in Colorado. He's going to get delegates in Arkansas. He's going to get delegates in Texas. Probably a little bit of California. Elizabeth Warren is viable in Colorado. Looks like she's going to get a few out of Minnesota, Maine. I don't know, man. I don't know. They're all splitting it up, man. They're splitting it up. They're splitting it up, my friend. Nobody gets a plurality of the vote. Nobody gets a majority this time around, man. It's just, that's the game, I think you're frozen there, Tobacco. Are you frozen? Oh no, you're just not moving.
No, I'm just kind of typing this Sterling here. I don't know what to say.
No, I know. We're just chilling. We're chilling. It's hard, man. It's it's hard to keep it going. Right? We're chilling like.
Well, you was talking. Oh, I can't get rid of him, and I guess my only response was, I think you can. And then Sterling's don't give anybody any ideas out there.
No.
I understand that too, Sterling.
I'm pretty sure because DeFango turned me on to this chat. He turned me on to it, and he was telling me that that's a fundamental flaw. Like, I don't even see your picture. The only way I can end. You could see me. You could see me through the camera?
I could probably find. No, yours on icon.
You only hear me. What about now?
No, your camera's not on.
Yeah, because my camera's taking the the main picture.
Broadcast.
It's controlled by OBS.
Your broadcaster has it. So if I'm going to use my camera, if I'm going to panel, I have to go into Whereby and start my Whereby first, and then I go into my broadcaster.
Right.
And that way my broadcaster can't steal that camera from my panel.
Right. I have two cameras. I have a second camera that's not on right now that I use for Skype, because Skype will, if you're on a Skype call, OBS takes the main camera. So then when Skype looks for the camera, it says camera's occupied. So what I do is I plug in a second camera. I could probably do it with this as well, but there's probably definitely a way of rigging that, but it's too complicated. But with the Skype call, if I'm doing an interview, that's what I do. I use a second camera just to do a Skype call, man. So anyway, so let's continue to look around here. Let's sniffing around. You got Mr. Potato Head going off over here on Young Turks.
But he also could be a
These guys are so fucking boring on the Young Turks. What happened to Bernie's? I thought Bernie was going to. He still hasn't spoke. We're looking at Bernie's empty podium.
Hey, I'm on cam. I just pulled up the page there. Hi, guys. I didn't even know I was cam.
You're on. You're on. I could see you. Everybody sees you. We see you. We see you loud and clear. You didn't know that?
I get my nose over here.
You didn't know that we could see you?
No, but that's all right. I'm used to being on cam. So
No. You've been on the whole time, man. You could shut your camera off. You can do that.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
See
I never.
your little camera there. You can shut it off.
I never shut my camera off. I'm just a cam up guy. So
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. So yeah, we're looking at Bernie Sanders' empty podium up in Vermont. How many people are in his chat? He's got a bunch of people watching, waiting. He's got 2,100 people watching, an empty podium. What's he gonna do and come out and say? You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy shit, man. It's crazy shit. What else is going on? Who else is live?
I have this too, Sterling. See, in case I don't want you to see me, Sterling, I just do that to you. Put that pop bottle in front of old Brooklyn soda pop.
Oh, that's good. Camera. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. I could see you. You're like a shadow behind the bottle. That really works.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
No, move it to your left a little bit more.
Well, yeah, so, you can peek. Yeah, you can peek around. You got to put it on there so you can peek at him.
Yeah, it's
and
good.
Then you can still back over here and hide and peek out. So.
A nice effect. A nice effect.
I like it. Yeah, well, I was doing effects last night because I was with the kind of a party panel and doing the make the bottle glow thing.
Oh yeah. Trippy. It's trippy dippy, mate.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. So we like to try to play around, find toys on.
So you're from Wichita, Kansas. You've got Sterling Price. He's from Missouri. He's from the Ozarks in Missouri.
I've done a lot of skiing on Table Rock and love hanging out at Shell Knob. My brother's got a cabin there. So
who'd you vote for in 2016?
Trump. I would have voted for Bernie, but
right.
That was the choice. It was either if Bernie didn't run, there was no way. I just could not vote for Hillary.
Right. No way. I threw it at the Green Party.
I voted for Obama once. Mm-hmm. I voted for Bush once. The second round, I didn't vote for them. Trump, this time I voted for Trump once. The second round, I don't want to vote for him again, man. But God, Biden I'll vote for anybody.
Right.
But, I mean, I don't know about Budapest, but.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think.
Tulsi, my problem is I need Tulsi or Bernie in there, so.
Yeah. Well, I think if Bernie Tulsi Gabbard would be the perfect VP for Tulsi. I think that would be a dream team. It balances itself out, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We shall see. This is not looking good, man. This is looking like the fix is in. I mean,
it's fixed. That's it. Yeah, because I don't understand everybody I know, and my daughter's all over Facebook, and I'm all over YouTube, and I don't see anybody that likes Biden at all.
Yeah.
They all think he touches girls' hair and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So
it's either girls' hair or they got a problem with the Ukraine. So. I don't think he can win. Bernie can win. And Tulsi, either one of those can go across party lines and pull in Republicans.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson Republicans.
So this is breaking. They finally called Minnesota for Joe Biden, 36-31. They called Arkansas for Joe Biden, 31-20. Massachusetts, 30% of the vote. Biden has a 5-point lead. So that one's going to go down soon as well. Maine and Texas are still in Bernie's column, but not by much. Maine, how the hell is Biden even viable in Maine, let alone winning? And so that's the only contest that's left. They'll be at 10 p.m., we'll see Utah. Let's see. We'll wait for that. I'll wait for Utah, and then I'll kill it after Utah at 10 o'clock. Utah at 10, and then I'm not going to hang around for California. That shit. It's just too late for me, man. It's already 3 hours. We're going. How long are we going for so far? 2 hours, 51 minutes. Are you familiar with any of these LARPers that Vinny and I are talking about? Do you follow any of those guys? tobacco?
Following who?
The LARPers. We're talking about the LARPer community. These guys that just chop each other up and sue each other and make up all kinds of lies about each other. You don't know the story with
the LARPer community.
George Webb's brother and fucking all these crazy, crazy characters.
Jason. I watched George and Jason, and that's how I come across you. And I'm not into it as deep as you are to know what's going on.
I mean, the thing that dragged me into it was the fact that when the girl died, right? First of all, Jason Goodman was very kind when I brought a story to Jason and he covered it, which was my story of blowing a whistle in New York City and all that, and Goodman covered it.
6 months after Task Force died, right?
Right. And at that point, right, that's when it got weird because Jenny Moore dies, right, and George Webb is nowhere to be found. You got the true pundit guy telling stories, making up shit that it's Bill Clinton did it. Right? None of it made sense, right? And that's when I got sucked into that whole scenario. But anyway, man, fucking crazy people, really. I mean, this whole bag of M&Ms, M&M peanuts.
I'm not sure if I'm in the sidebar too, so
that's good. Yeah, we could see you, man. We could see you. Still waiting for Bernie to hit the stage. Listen to some fake news for a while. Tom Perez is on.
Transparent about it. We gave everybody a shot, and then it was up to the voters to decide. Right. And what's very clear is that
I don't know if I did
African Americans, South Carolina, they spoke.
My older brother John Carmichael went to.
You're watching NBC News Now.
I did not. He's a state representative now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. M&M peanut. I was gonna go out and cover this live in a Bernie event, a Bernie rally here in New York, but problem was half of the event was outside, and it's raining right now. It's cold fucking rain right now in New York. I was like, I'm not gonna stand out in the cold and the rain. Get sick like that.
Man, we got sunny weather here in Kansas. It's been like in the 60s, and my son got his tax return, and he bought a carbon Cub, ready to fly, radio control airplane. It push a button, it takes itself off. You push another button, and it lands the airplane for you. It's that easy. Or you put it on expert mode where you can do flips. And you can do rolls and stuff. We're going to go fly it tomorrow. Spring is here, I think.
That sounds like fun, man. Sounds like fun.
I think it's going to be fun.
I fly kites sometimes, man. I fly like these 2-line kites.
Oh, man. Doing the flips and rolls and...
Yeah. I got 2 of them. I got two of these kites. If anybody wants to join the Hangout, I just dropped the link again. Can vegans eat milk chocolate? No, they can't, Stinky, and I'm eating them. So I'm not always a vegan. I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat at all. But I do occasionally slip into, when I feel very weak, I will eat an egg. I'll try to eat a range, free range chicken egg. And once in a while I'll slip into some pizza, but I'm not 100%. I'm not a saint, but I don't eat meat. I just
eat pizza.
Yeah, I have pizza once in a while.
I could do cheese pizza. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Even without peppers and stuff, onions and mushrooms and stuff on it. I got grandchildren, so my kids and grandchildren live on Little Caesar pizza.
Yeah. They're playing Elvis Costello on the Bernie channel. I can't put that on. You hear it? You can play it for a second, but then you'll get copied. You'll get struck. Peace, love, and understanding. You can't play it. You can't play it. That's the one thing. The music is just brutal. You play music for a second and boom, they fucking crash you.
I don't know. They play around different ways. A few of the hangouts I've done lately, like, like I'd be at the skating rink. I take my granddaughter skating, and there'll be a song on, and I don't monetize, right? My stuff is free. So they just, I've had as much as 3 songs in one and I played them in hangouts. In one hangout, go on you're okay. We just may play ads on your video. So
yeah. That's what they do. They don't. It's not a copy strike. I know what you're saying. They just they lean it. Then you have a lean on your video,
right?
And they'll stick commercials in there. But what happens in the live stream, it not only leans the channel, it not only leans the video, but it will cause the video to buffer. It's sending you a signal that you're violating a copyright, and they don't know what it is yet. And that's
it used to be when you was on Google Hangouts, the message would come out. It would come right up there, and it would say, "Stop playing videos that you're not authorized to play."
You know, that may be happening, and I just don't know where that message is.
Yeah, because now I'm I use XSplit, so I'm broadcasting from XSplit. They're over there doing whatever. I can't see any of it from XSplit, so I get messages in my sidebar. It'd be like, "Hey man, you're they shut you down for 30 seconds on that song or that video or whatever."
Yeah,
and I know I gotta cool it.
Yeah. So anytime, man, Tobacco Row, you're a hit. People like you, man. You and Vinny are now, fixtures in the in this room. You guys.
I like talk to Vinny. He's good people.
Yeah, Vinny's good. Vinny's a good guy. Vinny's comes to bat for this channel a lot. He knows all the bad guys, and he knows how to shut them down. He knows when they're coming, and so it's very helpful. You can't. It's hard to do this. It's hard to do a show. I'm tired right now. I'm a morning guy, but it's hard to do a show while you're getting attacked left, right, and center in the chat. You know what I mean? And so you need somebody like that. You need a Sterling Price and Vinny do a good job keeping people in check, right? I asked them. Nobody gets banned. If you get banned, if you get banned for the day, I let you out. But for the most part, don't be a dick. I just tell them, time people out so they just quiet down a little bit. Quiet down.
I don't like moderating. I have done some moderating for some people who really had problems, and it's just too much work.
It's hard work. I know. You got to get reading. You got to keep reading the whole time.
Yeah, you got to be right on that.
Yeah. And I mean, if you block people, if someone's a dick and you block them, and you keep them off the channel, that's easy. But if you want to give people a second chance, if you want to keep it like an open, keep the channel more open, you just time people out, and then it's just harder work because you got to keep on top of them. So I'm just waiting for this last. I'm waiting for this last one to come in. What was the last one? It was Utah. Okay, so we're waiting on Utah. Yeah, it looks like Sanders is going to win Texas. It looks like Sanders will win the state of Texas. But it's not a good showing, man. We'll crunch the numbers tomorrow. We'll just get the results and then we'll crunch. There'll be a lot of time to talk about the numbers. You know what I mean? Sanders is holding out. He's not coming out speaking yet. They're having a party in Vermont. What else is going on in the chat? Still hell of long lines in Cali. Chickenback, you're in Cali. There's long lines, long voting lines. Still, people are out there voting. Good. People asking who they are voting for. It seems to be Bernie by a landslide in Cali. Interesting. Thank you. Thank you for that on the ground report in the chat. Texas has a lot of delegates. Texas has 200 and Texas delegates 200. It's right here somewhere. Texas 228. 228 delegates in Texas. Big state. California 419. Massachusetts 91. Tennessee 64. Oklahoma 37. Virginia 99. See, Virginia and North Carolina are relatively big. North Carolina has 110. Virginia and North Carolina were pretty big. I thought those would, in a perfect world, they would have went for Sanders, but that's not what happened. All right, so Sanders is taking the stage. Let's listen. I'm just going to keep the volume off. That Power to the People song gets you too. That gets you hit too. Fucking, you got to dodge these songs. There you go.
Thank you, Vermont.
I don't know if you can hear that, Tobacco Row, but we're watching the on the Bernie channel.
Years ago today, we won the mayoral race in Burlington, Vermont. And we won that race against all
I can
of
fix
the
that.
odds. Everybody said it couldn't be done. And when we began,
68 delegates, Sterling Price, 68 in Missouri.
couldn't be done. But tonight,
I got it. I switched. I'm switched back over to the viewer.
win
So.
the Democratic nomination.
Cool. Let's just listen.
And we are going to defeat the most dangerous president in the history of this country. We are going to win. We are going to defeat Trump because we are putting together an unprecedented grassroots, multi-generational, multiracial movement. It is a movement which speaks to the working families of this country who are sick and tired of working longer hours for low wages and seeing all new income and wealth going.
It doesn't look like Sanders is going to address the outcome of this election at all. He's just doing his pitch. So we'll just listen. Maybe he'll say something.
It's a movement which says the United States will have health care for all as a human right. It is a movement that says we will bring major reforms in education, making sure that all of our kids can go to college without coming out in debt. Now, what makes this movement unique is we are taking on the corporate establishment. We are taking on the greed of Wall Street. The greed of the drug companies who charge us the highest prices in the world. The greed of the insurance companies. And given the existential crisis of climate change, we are saying to the fossil fuel industry, their short-term profits are not more important than the future of our country and the world. But we are not only taking on the corporate establishment, we're taking on the political establishment. But we're going to win because the people understand it is our campaign, our movement, which is best positioned to defeat Trump. You cannot beat Trump with the same old kind of politics. What we need is a new politics that brings working class people into our political movement, which brings young people into our political movement, and which in November will create the highest voter turnout in American political history. So we're going to beat Trump because this will become a contrast in ideas. One of us in this race led the opposition to the war in Iraq. You're looking at him.
It doesn't seem like Sanders is paying attention to the results. He's just got his head down, drilling out his usual talking points.
One of us has spent his entire life fighting against cuts in Social Security, wanting to expand Social Security. Another candidate has been on the floor of the Senate calling for cuts to Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and Veterans Program. One of us led the opposition to disastrous trade agreements which cost us millions of good-paying jobs. And that's me. And another candidate voted for disastrous trade agreements. One of us stood up for consumers and said we will not support a disastrous bankruptcy bill. And another candidate represented the credit card companies and voted for that disastrous bill. So here we are. We have two major goals in front of us, and they are directly related. First, we must beat a president who apparently has never read the Constitution of the United States. A president who thinks we should be an autocracy, not a democracy. But second of all, we need a movement and are developing a movement of black, white, Latino, Native American, Asian American, gay and straight. Of people who are making it clear every day they will not tolerate the grotesque level of income and wealth inequality we are experiencing. We will not give tax breaks to billionaires when 500,000 Americans sleep out on the streets. We will not allow 49% of all new income to go to the 1% when half of our people are living paycheck to paycheck.
All right. I'm going to kill it here, bro. I'm going to kill it here.
Tonight, we're doing well in Texas
So let's I'm gonna drop out the chat. Tobacco Row, thank you for joining me. Come back anytime. We'll keep doing this, man. We'll keep doing we'll keep the chat alive, man, whenever we can, man.
Will do. Peace out, Marcus, man.
All right, peace, my friend. Thank you.
Something I might say from what Bernie was saying there. Here's something to think about.
Okay.
Socialism to democracy to oligarchy. Where are we? We'll see you, Marcus. Later.
All right, peace, man. Peace, my friend. Thank you. So this is the end. My only friend, the end.
who has received contributions.
So Sanders is doing his pitch over here. I just want to recap what we saw tonight. These blue on the left here are this Biden row. We got Alabama, Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Minnesota, Arkansas, all went blue. They all went blue. When you add up the delegates, I know everybody's holding out for California. California is going to come at 11 p.m. Eastern time. It's another 45 minutes away. I'm not going to hang around for that because I don't think it's going to come in quick anyway. I think it's going to take a while to come in. So we're already going here for 3 hours. So that'll be the final enchilada. My impression is that there's a bit of rigging going on here. How Joe Biden came from out of nowhere doesn't make any sense. He was down in the polls. He was down in popularity. He was down on the ground, and suddenly he's resurrected. It just doesn't make sense. My assessment is that it adds up to some sort of rigging, and it looks like Sanders will have won Vermont, Colorado, very likely Maine, Utah, and Texas. Ironically, amazingly, Joe Biden has won the state of Massachusetts. That is just outrageous. So there's 415 delegates still on the table in the great state of California. That'll come in at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fake news is still spinning away. They're all Bernie dropped his water. They're all covering all mainstream media's got Bernie Sanders on the screen right now. So there you have it, man. Thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you, Vinny DiMartini, for the moderation. Sterling Price moderation. Thank you, Tobacco. Thank you, Jeff Tobacco Row, for stopping by. Sub to his channel. He got his name there. I think if you just hit on his name, you'll hit on his icon and it'll take you to his channel, and you could sub there. I think I already did. I don't want to do it now because some shit will get thrown off over here. It will crash the channel. But so thanks everybody. We'll have time to reflect on these numbers as we get going. And it was a hell of a night, man. Thank you very much, man. Thanks for sharing this night, Super Tuesday. Next up is March 10. We're gonna get to see Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, North Dakota, Washington State. March 17, we'll see Arizona, Florida, Illinois, Ohio, the great state of Ohio. And past March 17, that'll be 61% of the vote in. Based on tonight, it looks like they're going to hold Bernie Sanders down to just under Biden. Biden will get the plurality of the vote, and it looks like the rig is in for him. I don't know, unless somebody comes to our rescue and shows the vote flipping, for us and reveals it. This is what we get in America, man. This is where we're at today, man. So, Marcus Conte reporting. Peace out.